This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Healthy boundaries are great, but unfortunately, they don't set themselves. Boundaries take a lot of intention, time, and support. And that's where a therapist comes in, to help you decide what's most important and build your life around it. Connect with a therapist and find your boundaries at betterhelp.com/allies.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week, I'm joined by Isla Hink.
Hi.
Brad Ellis. Hello. Michael Damiani.
Super Mario RPG.
And in the control room, making it all happen, we got Don Casanova.
Hello, hello, hello.
And Gabby is hidden back there somewhere. There she is. Friends, we're here to talk about the biggest headlines in video games this week. We got that surprise Nintendo Direct. There were some rumors, some rumblings, but those things happen all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I'm convinced that Nintendo would just cancel them and just throw people off, the leakers. But yeah, we got some fun announcements for sure for the rest of this year and some for next year as well. So we were looking for that. Everything after Pikmin was just a void until now. There's all kinds of weird little Microsoft Activision details coming out of this court hearing today. So we'll catch up on some of those. And we have a press release from Milk. But before we get started...
Makeup company?
No, Milk. Before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Don, begin corrections music, please. So we've got a few here. Last week we just skipped them, so they're making up for it.
There we go.
First batch for Persona 3 Reload. Damiani, you thought that they would have main story content from FES. However, in an interview with Famitsu posted after we recorded, developers clarified that Persona 3 Reload is a project that was conceived as a remake of the original Persona 3 for current platforms. Therefore, it does not include the additional story scenario that was added in FES or the female protagonist from Portable. However, this does not mean that elements added to the main story in FES are not included in Reload at all.
I thought that's what I said.
I thought that's what, yeah.
So
I didn't fully understand all of it. But
post game, the
answer.
The answer. Gosh, thank you. I didn't expect that would be in there because they got that. I read that quote and I was like, oh, so they're not the additional
This was
extra.
published
content.
after we recorded. But okay.
No,
You tried to get
it
him,
was
chat,
on
but you
Twitter
can't.
and I was reading it during the podcast. So,
He was reading it during the podcast,
During the
Daniel.
podcast, getting the script.
Actually, they gave the same response to several different outlets, so you might have seen it.
Maybe it was from
somewhere in
someone
the night.
else.
Saw it. Yeah.
But I thought, in the main story, the extra stuff was going to be in there, but nothing outside of what was already in Persona 3's main story. That's what I thought I was saying. But yes, good. This has been a little bit confusing, and
I'm more confused now.
a little bit confusing and a little bit frustrating to some people because they think they're just going to release a version down the line that's going to have all that extra stuff because that's kind of their MO.
Yep.
Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Even from the quote, it's not exactly clear. But anyways. Commenters also claim that FES should be pronounced FES, not FES. So now, I don't know.
Fess.
We need Atlas
It's supposed to
say
be
it.
short for festival.
That's what I heard in chat last time, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm inclined to believe them, but I couldn't find a confirmation. I was digging to trying to find old TV spots or something.
Yeah, that would be great.
YouTube is just we're nuking all that. We're just gonna show you Reload trailers now.
Great. I mean,
We're ready
you're
to
supposed
believe you.
You're supposed to say RTX 480 Ti, not
Right.
TI. But
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah, GIF and GIF, but I'm never gonna say GIF, so I don't care.
Gabby.
I won't
I'll keep
either.
calling it
No.
FES. Just like I don't say GameFAQs, I always say GameFAQs because it's abbreviated. It's frequently asked questions, so It's the letters, FAQ.
Here our paths diverge, Damiani. But I
There we go.
respect,
Definitely
This
take
I
it
is-
back.
respect your right.
The battle of
I
pronunciation.
respect your right to believe that.
People keep claiming that Reload is coming to Switch. There is still no real evidence for
I think
this.
after this, yeah,
The
probably.
leak, man.
Probably
It's
not
gonna be
happening.
there.
Did blame PlayAsia? They were the one who doubled down, telling
Yeah, it was
everybody.
PlayAsia that
yeah.
made people think that was happening. It's not listed on Switch
Yet.
from any official sources. It's not on the US website. It's not on the Japanese website. It's not in the press release.
Which
It was not in that Nintendo Direct, and Tactica was.
Which means
Yeah.
they will get the enhanced version in 2 years after.
That could
On the
very
Switch
well
3.
Be.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is weird. It's not gonna be on Switch though. If it really isn't, it looks like Persona 5 pretty much. So, and 5's on Switch.
Well, this may go to the last correction. Damiani, you thought it was on the Persona 5 engine, but it has the Unreal Engine logo right there at the start
Which
of the
Unreal is
trailer.
it 4?
It just says Unreal Engine. I'm not sure exactly
Tell
which
us.
one.
Yeah, I guess I said Persona 5, but like it looks like
like
Persona
P5.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It's like I think what the vibes are. But yeah, maybe that's it.
It's all about metaphor now. We're moving on. It's metaphor time,
Yeah,
okay?
they know. They know. Alice knows something up. They know when Switch 2 is coming.
Yeah.
They can't.
They're
They can't
holding
announce it for
They're
Switch 2
holding
yet.
it.
Time to chill.
South of Midnight.
Yeah.
We got a called out because we're like, oh, they didn't tell us anything. Well, apparently, after the showcase,
Where?
they put up a blog post on Xbox Wire that was almost immediately buried under all the other blog posts from that show. It is massive. It actually goes into all kinds of things.
What? The
about
blog
that
post
game.
does?
Yeah. They
the
talk about
heck?
the inspirations for the game. They go in there. It is a third-person action game.
Okay.
But they go in there. They talk about art. They talk about music. They talk about all this stuff. The character's name is Hazel. She goes around facing supernatural creatures based on local folklore.
Dude!
It's got all this magical realism stuff going on in there. Yeah.
Would have been good if they could have conveyed
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
in some way on
Tell
their
us
show.
That was
in
my
your
counter
show.
argument.
Extended
Put-
gameplay or extended showcase would have been nice to just talk about that. For
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have it
This is
there.
a correction for Xbox.
Yeah.
Put this in your show.
Yeah.
This is not a correction for us.
Like, I understand, like, using the blog to go into, like, the backstory
Yeah.
of them wandering around
course.
through, like, crazy, places and finding, like, doll heads nailed to trees and all that. Like, that was cool stuff
Yeah.
for the blog. With the showcase, show us what the game is.
Yeah.
at
At least
some
give us
point.
a brief sentence about what the game is.
Yeah, especially if you're going to just dump all this info right after. Yeah.
Like, especially if you know.
Yeah.
Because if you just show a trailer like that, it makes us think, like, okay, well, this is just like, we're hiring, we don't know anything.
yeah.
But it's like, they have a game here.
Yeah. And it's very personal stories to, like, the person they were interviewing, too. So it's
Oh, wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for
They
that.
should have really talked about that, even on their next day thing, whatever it was.
yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Why did you do that?
Yeah, what is the
What are you
extended
doing that
showcase for?
Yeah, if you're not
extending. Yeah.
If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the patron version of this episode. Start with the word correction so I can search for it, and leave a timestamp so I know what the heck we were talking about. End corrections. Music.
Boop. That wasn't so bad. I thought we'd have way more than that.
Nintendo. We got a Nintendo Direct this
That's
week.
right. We sure did.
Didn't tell us about it until the day before.
They like to do that.
Straight
10 hours
24-hour notice, I think.
Lead time.
7 a.m.
The usual.
Very generous.
I don't know. I think usually, like, the less important ones, we get like 2 days notice, and the bigger ones, we get a little bit more. But no, this was a bigger one that they just give us like a day in advance.
PlayStation, we at least got like a week, didn't we? Or something like that? The last
Capcom,
one?
we got a week.
Yeah.
PlayStation, I think, was about a week, somewhere in there.
I really don't know why they do that. Like, a week makes sense at least. But, like, the day before?
Right.
What? Why Nintendo?
They just are unhinged. They don't care.
Also, why 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
Like, I know that there are other parts of the world, allegedly, but come on.
Right.
I was saying this earlier for, I think to you, Isla, is that, I mean, covering it is hardcore at 7 a.m., but if you're
Yeah.
just a consumer, I
Right.
think the 7 a.m. thing is awesome because it doesn't interfere with anyone's schedule mostly for work, so you don't have to be there live. You just wake up and it's like Christmas morning, everything's already there. You just can look immediate. It's like immediate satisfaction for me.
I don't know that I entirely agree with that, Don, because like you wouldn't have been able to in any circumstance at 7 a.m. And I think there's a
He's
lot.
saying
I'm saying
he's
for
saying it's
covering
there
it is
when
a
you have
drag,
time.
But if you're just a consumer, it's
If you're
immediately
normal.
when you wake up, it's available whenever you're available.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just watch it when you wake up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or just do it late
when
at
you're
night
going to work,
Yeah.
or
go to
whatever's
sleep.
convenient. It's just already there. I don't know. You
Yeah.
don't have to feel like you're missing something mid-afternoon or something.
Unless you're in
Maybe.
other places in the world.
I just feel like even for like the general public, like that's when people are like trying to get out the door to get
Right,
to work,
right.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Because like even East Coast, that would be like what
10.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so it's like that's when you're getting to or going to work or school or whatever. It's like morning just doesn't seem super convenient,
Yeah, like,
except for Europe. I
What
guess.
time was it in Japan? I don't know what the time difference is.
11
It's like
PM.
11 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like super late. Like it's perfect for Europe. So congrats, Europe, I guess.
Yeah. East Coast is okay, I guess. But yeah.
10 a.m. is fine, I suppose. But
Yeah, 10 a.m. is
Yeah.
fine.
But yeah, since we did have a little bit of time between the direct and the podcast, we're not going to dig through everything. I actually was able to like sort out some highlights here.
sort it out.
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about like every little thing that was announced on the show. But we're going to stick to the bigger guns. And starting with Detective Pikachu Returns. And this one I had to like look through a bunch of things before I could like even like bring myself to convince myself that this is a sequel, because I was not sure. Because with a name like Returns, I'm like, okay, is this a sequel or is it you're just making an expanded remake or what?
Blood, if you told me this was a 3DS port, I would
Yeah.
have believed
Right,
you.
exactly. But
These-
I'm pretty
these
sure
peop-
it's a sequel.
These Pokemon games certainly have a graphical
Style.
era.
But yeah, the first game was on 3DS. Weird the little like rabbit hole I went down on that. Originally, it was going to be like an episodic game in Japan. And they had put out like the first third of it, but then they decided to just, like basically scrap the episodic nature. And then when it came out worldwide, this was just the whole thing just came out on a cart.
It's probably smart.
And if you had gotten the episodic, like the first episode, if you had played through that, then it like read your save file and just let you, in Japan, it let you just skip to the next chapter or whatever. But anyways, and then this game was sort of hinted and dropped out there back in like 2019, around the time when the movie was
Right,
coming.
right.
So it was like, oh, we got a
I like
Switch.
that movie.
Switch
That
coming.
existed.
And then one of the other things that kind of like cemented, helped convince me that it was a sequel and not a remake was they say they're going to be going into his origins. So we're going to figure out why
All right.
Detective Pikachu is the way he is.
Why he can
Alright.
talk.
I was
and everything?
experimented on Team Rocket. Guaranteed.
The vibes
Some
are
scientist.
shockingly Deadly Premonition from that trailer.
Oh,
like he's like
all the
talking
coffee
about
talk.
coffee and and like his voice kind of sounds like that. I don't know. I've never played the first one.
No, I haven't seen
It
the
looks
movie
kind of
either.
jolly.
Yeah.
I don't know. You'd like the movie, I think. It's kind of cute. It looks jolly.
As
I don't know.
someone who notoriously constantly makes fun of Pokemon, I am curious about this.
There you go. Yeah.
From what I know of the first game, it was like pretty much like a point and click adventure
Yeah.
or like a Phoenix Wright kind of a thing, where you're just solving a mystery.
something about Pikachu just drinking coffee is very interesting to me.
Very
Talking to
quaint.
me in a deep
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Hey.
fact that his voice sounds like a gangster.
Where's my
from-
Pokeball?
Yeah,
And I guess Tim Goodman is like the only person that can actually understand him. Like everybody else
that's
just
how it
sort of
works.
hears
Okay.
Pikachu talk or
got
something.
Got it.
yeah. I
like
think
the
that's how it
movie.
was in the movie too.
Yeah.
The fact that the trailer just started with, like, it's just shots of Pokemon stuff, whatever, and then some gruff VO voice just goes, Tim Goodman. It's like the first thing you hear, if I recall.
You hear the guy, like the mayor or whoever it is talking.
Oh,
from the
okay,
stage.
okay.
But it's like I think you first hear him from like inside the apartment, and then they show the shot of him.
I remember just laughing when it suddenly cuts to something and it just says Tim Goodman in a really gruff voice, and I was like, what is happening? Who's Tim Goodman?
Another thing that kind of helped convince me is apparently at some point, like last year or the year before, there was like somebody had done like a LinkedIn sniping where like the person had said that they were working on Detective Pikachu 2.
Oh.
So I was like, this is Detective
Got
Pikachu
him,
2.
yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Is it a good idea to tell Detective Pikachu's origins?
I don't know,
Do
maybe.
we need to know?
Maybe it'll be sick blood. I don't know.
I mean, what? Yeah.
What else you gonna do?
I'm curious, but I mean, like, besides lab experiment or like soul trapped in a body, like,
yeah.
what could it be?
Yeah.
Will it be like the movie?
Yeah.
Hope not. Because I know
Blood hasn't seen it.
All right.
Is
No
there like
spoilers.
a murder mystery in this, or dead Pokemon or something that you're doing? Because that would be kind of cool, maybe.
There was
Like a dead Bulbasaur, you gotta
some
solve it.
Bio.
What?
There was like some kind of like
Bioweapon?
like medicine gone wrong or whatever that was making Pokemon rampage.
It's a
or
T
something.
virus?
Something like that.
Joy?
It's a T virus, Blood?
But that was the first game. I don't know what the second game is going to be.
G virus?
But yeah, that's October 6th. That's coming out.
The beginning of the October-November heat. This year is insane.
Next up, Super Mario RPG.
Yes.
Huge surprise. Did not see this
Yeah.
coming.
Like, I was like, cool. This is the added catalog to Nintendo Switch Online segment. Here we go. Welcome,
Yeah,
Super Mario
good
RPG.
fake out.
Yeah.
Now, okay. There was a rumor that an SNES game was getting a remake
Dude.
that popped up. Not
one
100
thought-
years would I say it would be Super Mario RPG.
Everyone thought it was Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, I didn't think Chrono Trigger was going to
I refuse to believe it.
I was like, it's going to be like Star Fox or F-Zero or something, like if it's even true. And then, yeah, we get this. Looks so amazing. Looks so
Smorgasbord.
faithful. The music redone. Yoko Shimomura, like god tier music, and just like the new cutscenes. Holy crap! Like this is so good. I hope there's like VO in this too. I hope we hear like
that'd be
goofy
interesting,
Bowser
yeah.
voice and stuff.
That would be so funny.
Like that's all I need, and it looks like they got like a cleaner UI there. They've got some new information on the left-hand side. Yeah, so the quality of life updates, and we saw some new references. You know, maybe the old ones will still be in there. Hopefully, you know, it's a good mix of both. And yeah, people missed out on this. A new way to get this, perhaps like an easier way, so you don't have to go get an SNES Classic.
Yeah, I was like, Nintendo's not selling it, so.
As on
yeah,
the-
I've only played this when we did like that jumping challenge for Achieve It Yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this is a delightful little video game. It's a very like pretty chill RPG. Also, it's very easy.
nice.
I would say it's just a good time. It's not super long either, so it's very approachable for everyone to hop into, and it's so creative. I cannot wait to see some of this stuff redone. Seeing
it takes
Gino
you-
again
Takes you
feels
to so
good.
many different areas and
gosh,
stuff,
yeah.
and it's got its own cast of weird characters.
Waiting to see Boshi.
Dude,
who's
yeah.
Boshi?
You'll
Who's
see. You'll
Gino?
find out.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, like, both you and now Blood have said this was easy. I remember kind of slightly struggling
When
with
did
this
you play this
game
last time?
when it first came out.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
yeah.
November.
But like
dude.
now I know how to, knowing how to play something, nothing's usually that hard when you know
Yeah,
how to like
you'll be
do it
fine.
to death. But
You'll be
like
fine.
I think for a first, it's not the hardest, but I do think like there are one or two battles that you might get.
The optional one,
you
for
might
sure.
you might get in there and not be prepared for them. I mean,
But
they showed
it's-
one of it. The beginning of the trailer, or somewhere in the trailer, was like the sword-looking pointy dude with the spear. That guy is a little tough. I thought when I first fought him as a kid. So.
And the tone of the game is kind of meta. Like there are other Nintendo
There's
characters
goofy
that
stuff in
show
it.
up in it.
It's very goofy,
They make
lighthearted.
jokes like everyone like knows Mario and like, oh, you're the famous Mario. So they like react like that, and they ask you to jump sometimes. So you do your jump, and they go, ah!
Yeah.
But like in the old game, like Goofy, it's like, oh, it's like a tiny little jump. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, we're so blown away. But like, there's cute storylines like that.
Yeah.
He just likes to jump.
Yeah, I think it's really cool the way, you know, it's sort of similar to the Link's Awakening remake, where it's like it looks like the map is pretty close to one-to-one, and the art style is really trying to emulate the pre-rendered graphics without like pre-rendering all over again.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's a big difference between that and like Link's Awakening. Like
Yeah.
this is going to literally trying to emulate the style. Link's Awakening tried to do a slightly different visual, obviously 2D to 3D. So I think this will go over much better with people. And like from the trailer, it looked like no performance issues. There's another thing that was a little bit weird with Link's Awakening.
Right.
Having those small
Yeah.
performance issues, but this just looks clean, looks so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I cannot wait. I know it's a game we probably played to death, but you know what? Play it again.
I've not played it to death, so I will absolutely
Yes.
go again.
Happy new people
Yeah.
get to experience it either first time or the first time in a long time.
I do wish, as always with remakes, that they include the original in some
Oh,
way.
yeah.
But I know that's not something that happens. But I'm pleased also with the visual style, Damiani. Even like the proportions look similar to how they did in the original.
Yeah,
so
it's
good.
it's fun to see the little stubby little characters.
Yeah.
And then as they're like pointed out in the direct, that like this was the first time that Mario had an RPG. So it's like it's kind of hard to put yourself back in that perspective of like
Squaresoft, baby.
It just seemed crazy, the idea of this of even existing.
Yeah, I don't remember if it showed any of their logo on there, like even Square Enix, but like this was Squaresoft Nintendo collaboration.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
That's why there's a nod. There's some nods in the game for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, and then what was the other thing? Oh, like I think this may be the first time you've ever had a playable Bowser. As well.
Yes.
In
in this capacity, like not like in a mini game type thing, but like actually is like in an adventure. You're like, Bowser's supposed to be the bad guy.
I don't even remember there being a mini game before this, but maybe.
Was there
Mario
like
Party you can play.
no?
Like Mario Kart kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mario
yeah.
Kart was before this, and then I don't remember if he was playable anything else before that. But I think but this in this capacity, and having him like as a party member was like, whoa, this is
Chainball,
sick.
dude.
Yeah,
Sick.
and just like the timed input stuff for defense and offense. I don't
The
know.
jump, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if anything did it to this extent before this game.
Right.
But as
Yeah,
you
I can't
said, this kind of like sets a template for like the Paper Mario series going forward. They kept this tradition going and expanded upon it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we've got so many other games since then where it's like that's just part of the RPG system.
Yeah, it
Is
comes out in
this-
October.
This comes out
November.
November 17th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was this the first time Nintendo let an outside company like use the Mario IP like
No.
they did with
There was
Ubisoft?
the CDI
Oh.
games that prefaced
There
this.
is also like the Mario is missing and those things. And,
Okay.
it's certainly not the first time.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks super,
Hell
super
yes.
good. We'll roll this. We got 20-second tease of this untitled Princess Peach game.
Yeah.
I've gone through this kind of, scene by scene as much as I can. But it looks like probably
it.
mostly side-scrolling.
Say, what does it remind you of, Blood?
Puppeteer.
That's
Here.
right. Say
Yes, it does.
Yeah. It's like
Because it does
that in
appear to
Paper
all take
Mario.
place on a stage.
Yeah.
And you get to the end, and she like stands. He's like, when you stand on this platform, and then they just leave you hanging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your dress gets lighter.
Yeah,
It's like, okay.
Your dress starts to glow, and I don't know.
I wonder if she could change outfits like to fit the theme of like what's going
Probably,
on.
dude.
Yeah, I
Probably.
think so.
But like also, even though it's not RPG, it's real time. Like you said, Puppeteer, but also like Paper Mario. Like everything's on like on the stage there. So
Yeah, they've done that.
pretty
Well,
They've
that.
sort of Mario Brothers 3 as well.
Yes, definitely. That was kind of an interesting reveal for that game too. I feel like they usually don't reveal first party stuff that way. It was more like a tease
Yeah.
Right.
of it than anything.
no title.
No title,
No
no
title.
nothing.
They
Yeah.
definitely will go without titles, but they'll at least have a working title most of the time.
Yeah, nothing.
This is like
And like abruptly cuts, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say, is this a Super Princess Peach 2 or nothing?
Oh,
And I
yeah.
don't think it is.
Yeah.
I because that had like all these like little like emotional mechanic things going on there. I
Someone
don't-
in chat
I don't remember exactly how it worked.
Was hoping it was like Peach's Galaxy, but I mean, seeing it again now, I'm like, the
She
stage.
does have like
Peach's
a little
Play.
like star
Yeah,
flower
but
thing.
the stage thing doesn't
behind
really
her.
fit in with that. Because
Right.
Peach's
Unless it's-
Galaxy would be sick.
Unless it's
but,
just like one level or
right,
something or world.
right. Like
Right.
this could be just
it's-
part of it.
Yeah, this could just be a full red herring.
Yeah.
But
It looks fun.
even when they like do the set change, like you see like when they go like day to night, you see like a spotlight come in on her.
Yeah.
So it does seem like the stage is a big part of like the presentation. The other characters that were in there with her were just fully like new characters and enemy types. These guys with like kind of round faces, big noses. She fought some like masked enemies that look sort of like ninjas, and then she did a like ribbon twirl to make the flowers appear on that like tree or whatever. But other than that, I guess we'll find out
Hopefully
sometime
soon.
in
Yeah.
the future. But it's coming next year.
Great. The final Switch game, Blood.
Another game coming next year. People doubted me, but Luigi's Mansion. We're getting a remaster remake of Dark Moon.
So
You better put that in
that
quotations.
would be
Yeah.
Michael Damiani, who doubted Bloodworth, and I said a brand new Luigi's Mansion. So port job, that's totally within the realm of doable. And I'm glad it's Dark Moon though, because such a good game on 3DS.
Yeah, that was sick.
I mean, it sold very well, but I feel like it should get another chance for people to experience it because. And moving anything off a strictly handheld device to like a more hybrid or console based feels like a good move. Keep moving the game forward because there's so many games still trapped on 3DS that it'd be nice to somehow move them forward because you can't play 3DS games on your Switch. They don't have that ability yet.
Can't play Wii U games on your Switch. There's still some games trapped on there.
Yeah, definitely are.
But there are a lot more 3DS.
But I'm definitely worried about some 3DS stuff because there's some really good 3DS games.
It looks kind of rough though at the beginning. It needs some work still.
Didn't the Luigi's Mansion on 3DS port look rough at first too, and then like it ran better when it came out?
Hopefully.
I thought the original reveal of it looked kind of framey, and then like when people played it on 3DS, like it runs just fine. So
the textures look a little like jaggy in
just look
this,
very
but
framey.
yeah, and given it's probably a port job, it's probably just in progress. So I would trust that this is something they could probably more clean up than like a brand new game if it looked this framey. It's
some people have done some comparison videos,
stuff.
so it's when you put it side by side, you definitely see the glow up there.
Oh, okay.
But they probably won't do too much in terms of like geometry and stuff. They'll probably be more on texture work.
Because
but
this is when you go to like the different mansions and you don't stay in
yeah.
the same one. Yeah.
Correct.
So it'll be maybe a little bit more challenging to do that.
I do think it'll probably play better with a real controller.
Oh, of course.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, of course.
So you know,
Circle pad.
yeah, we're doing this. You know what? Please get somebody on Kid Icarus Uprising at some point, please.
Oh.
Please.
Good call,
Can we bring that
Yeah.
to Switch, please?
Definitely one that could use
so I can play
a real
it?
controller and
Yes.
not to mention, just a nice graphical overhaul.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people missed that game because of it being
tons of people did.
so weird. Good music in that too, as you would expect from Sakurai. We got a shadow drop for the Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope DLC, The Last Spark Hunter. You're going to like this musical planet or whatever, but it's been silenced by, I guess, the villain potentially. But yeah, so you're just trying to go through the melodic gardens, where you're on a journey through music and nature in which you can interact with musical plants to solve puzzles. It's going to have 5 new sparks in there, like we said, it just like they just decided to put it out yesterday, so you can go and grab that right now if you finish the game.
Are you hyped for this, Damiani?
I mean, I'm waiting for the Rayman thing.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna
That's
say,
that's what I'm waiting for.
Do we know a date on the Rayman thing?
I don't
was
think
surprised
we
they didn't
do
mention
yet.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
you're seeing
excited
a
for
few
Rayman.
new like enemies with like to throw like new wrinkles in the mechanics.
Yeah.
And then like the new like one of the bosses, the King Babam thing was kind of like cool.
Yeah.
The sailing in the water stuff was
neat.
like each world in the previous one kind of like a gimmick to it as well. So I wonder if it's just that plus like the flora and the fauna having like musical notation, gimmick to it as well. But yeah, I think at this point, the most exciting thing to get people probably back into this would be the Rayman reveal date.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised that like Rayman isn't tied to. I'm hoping
Music.
Rayman's tied to like another like Planet Edition as
Yeah.
well, and not just Rayman's is an extra character now. Go through the whole game just with Rayman. It's like because the title of this, The Last Spark Hunter, this makes me feel like this might be the last story content they're adding, and Rayman's just gonna have like a little segment and then just play through the main game as Rayman.
I don't know. I think it
I
probably
hope
will be
not.
more substantial, but yeah.
If memory serves, the second DLC that had a character was more like a boss focused thing for one. Do you remember? They did like 2
Donkey
updates,
Kong
but it was
one?
like the Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong was story driven.
Oh, was it?
It was
Okay.
self-contained, I believe.
But weren't there 2, or am I crazy?
It might have been something else with like challenges, or this
Yeah.
one got it or something. I forget.
Well, this
I
one
haven't-
had the tower or whatever.
the tower.
first.
That's yeah. I
Okay.
remember
And
that.
this is the second DLC, which is more of a story, new area, and all
Maybe
that.
my memory is
So I think
faulty.
Rayman is going to be a story focused thing as well. But it'd be,
I hope. Yeah,
be interesting to
really
see how
do.
they actually go about that.
And it'd be awesome if it was like a Rayman world.
If you were on Rayman, yeah.
There's like the news about this game recently, like Ubisoft.
Yeah,
Are you gonna bring that
Ubisoft.
up?
This is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
So they said Eve said that they should have held off on Sparks of Hope and not released a sequel until Nintendo's next console.
Was it Nintendo that advised them to do that?
I don't know if it's necessarily that they advised them to do that, but they said that
Advise them not to wait?
No, to wait.
To wait.
Oh.
But basically, what they were saying is like, from what Nintendo typically does with all of the different Mario spin-offs, is they usually just have one
Yeah.
per platform. So it's like there's one Mario Kart on a system, there's one Mario Tennis on a system, and so they're thinking that like they should have waited until the next system to do a Mario plus Rabbids. But I don't know. That's such
I
a
don't know if you
weird
needed. I think that's so
thing.
different
I
compared
actually
to first
think
party.
they waited too long. It took. I mean,
The heat was off.
They're
Yeah.
like it. Sorry, they took too long for various reasons. If it come
Yeah.
out like maybe in 2019 or beginning of 2020, maybe it would have had a better chance. But like coming out like last year, it's yeah.
I also don't know if like the general market likes this kind of game and knew what they were getting into, and so there could have just been like that novelty. It's like, oh, Mario and Rabbids, let's check this out, and then they get into strategy. I don't know, I'm overwhelmed, and then they don't necessarily want a sequel, even though the hardcore players do.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
The first one sold well in that year, so
Yeah.
I think that was it. Also,
But does it sell well because it's like it's a Mario game on the Switch
When the
and
Switch was new?
before a lot of the other
that
Mario
does
games
help.
that come out.
I'll also say like the world, the planets they picked, like it went away from the Mario vibes. Like
Oh,
the
this time, yeah.
environment design of the first game clearly evoked Mario and then
Yeah.
eventually Donkey Kong themes, and it
Yeah.
felt like, oh, to a Nintendo fan, this is great. I'm seeing all these nods. Feels very same, even though it is a strategy game. And then this one kind of moved away from that. And they took away some characters. They did add some new Mario characters, but I think it could have leaned in a little. I thought it was going to lean a little bit more heavily into that, and it kind of went in a different direction. Everything else about it, like gameplay and like the environment design, was much improved from the first one. But you're probably right that to the outsider looking in, it looked less Nintendo friendly or had less Nintendo appeal from the collab than the first one, maybe. Like, because you see the characters, but then you see the environments. Like, what are these environments? They don't look like it doesn't look like Mario now. So
Maybe. The other thing the Huber's cataclysmic wave of content.
that
Like I think it could very simply have just been a release window when they decided to put the game on shelves with everything else that was out there. It's like
Yeah.
people have a choice, and they just didn't have the time to get to this, and then by the time they might have had time, it just wasn't on their minds.
yeah.
This was definitely the beginning of like this cataclysmic wave of content. Like, how many games this year alone are going to get swept under because there are just so many huge games?
Yeah, which doesn't make me too optimistic about this DLC.
Yeah,
either.
oh,
Oh,
Being
yeah.
dropped
I don't
in the
see this
middle of
moving the
this.
needle.
Yeah, I
Seems
don't
like
think
such
it
a
will.
weird time
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, because did they say?
It's out.
It's out.
Oh,
no,
yeah, that's
yes,
right. They
dropped
shadow
it.
dropped it. Yeah, it's like,
Yesterday, yeah.
sorry, bro.
When
Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah. And people are
Yeah.
still playing
Like-
Zelda.
Zelda. Yeah. Diablo, if you're into that sort of thing. Like,
It's a lot of stuff to play.
yeah.
But I do think that there is enough room for people to finish things in time for Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
And that game is really looking to be a pretty solid evolution. It's not just
Yeah.
sticking to the formula whatsoever. They had a really good presentation here that like just builds on top of what they've shown for it already. They've got a demo coming out next week on the 28th.
Oh, that's
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
A demo.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was surprised by the multiplayer thing. Has that been?
That was-
No, they've shown
Yeah.
multiplayer and they've had multiplayer before.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the thing is in this, because I rewatched
like a mini game.
because I was confused a little
like a
bit.
competitive
Ouchie.
thing.
I think it's a way to get people like to try out the multiplayer without the stress of having multiplayer, because I think you're playing against the AI in these Dandori battles, because they're basically like they're saying that like when you go to rescue one of the crew members, this other guy who looks like a Pikmin clone of one of you
Yeah.
comes and steals them, and then like whoever wins the battle gets you win the battle to get the crew member back.
What does
Yeah, I think it was-
Dendori mean?
I
We
don't know.
yet.
Oh,
I think
okay.
that's sort of because it did a split screen presentation there.
Right.
Why would so if it's still single player versus AI, then there's probably a reason for that.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you're probably right then if that's the case, because 3 had the true competitive multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
And I think some people enjoyed it, but this is the type of game I think that might stress some people out.
Yeah.
So trying to go into multiplayer on top of that,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh wow, that's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, it's looking great. The dog, I love.
Yeah, Ochi is great.
Ochi is so cute. And like clearly we're going into human
Yeah,
spaces.
going into a house now.
Yeah, I've only played the first one, Blood. Do you do that in the other ones?
I don't think I've ever seen like a man-made structure in this way.
Yeah.
What you did have Pikmin 2, which I'm curious to check out that HD port because Pikmin 2 was full of all of these licensed brands and product placement. So you'd have like Duracell batteries and stuff like that in
Interesting.
there.
Right,
And
because
so
are you
there's-
on Earth?
No, it's never explicitly said anything like that. They all have like like Hokotade is from where they come from, right?
Yeah.
Or Hokotade, I'm not sure exactly the right way. We've done that before. I know I've had that correction. But
Don't do it.
but yeah, so like they come from another place and they have names for the planets and it seemed very Earth-like, but you never really. They always leave it to like they're not
But
going
there's
to
a
tell
Game
you.
Boy SP, so
Right. And the same thing. They've had batteries and
Duracell,
Coke
yeah,
cans and all of
yeah.
these things. So
Go there, Coke cans.
I don't know if it's like specifically Coke, but they've had those kind of things.
I'm not usually one who wants this kind of thing, but I kind of wish that they would add like a your Pikmin can't die option.
Oh.
Because I was playing Pikmin 3 demo and then I saw that they could straight up just like drown or
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
you
Yeah,
get
you see the little
ghosts, yeah.
spirit float
Yeah, and
up.
I was just like, what?
Dude, I don't want Ochi to die, man.
Right?
He's got a health bar.
I don't think Ochi dies.
All right, Blood. This game, they can be
I
cruel.
think he gets knocked out or something because, he is a named character for one.
It's Pikmin, Blood. It's
And
messed up.
And then
Yeah, Pikmin is metal, dude. They're evil.
And then two, you have that whole upgrade thing. It's one of the things they show here is that when you rescue the other crew members, that they become kind of like shops at your base.
Oh, sick.
So
I thought you meant you could upgrade the dog.
you do.
Yeah, you
What?
can
Your
Ochi,
ways
too.
there's a whole screen in there that shows like different abilities to add to its moveset and expand.
Oh, my
And so
lord.
like I think the thing where you're like you can like
Breaking pots and stuff.
yeah, like
Swimming.
that can get he can do like more damage. But I think the thing where like you float with all of the Pikmin on his back, I think that's an ability
you have
that you
to unlock
upgrade.
that seems way too powerful, yeah.
And then there was another screen where you get gear. So there's like they show like rush boots, which allows you to go faster.
Must
they
have.
show suits for both you and Ochi to withstand different types of damage. So there's like an electrical suit, there's a fire suit, there's probably some others in there.
Breath of the Wild influence right there.
But just to go into those dangers. Mm-hmm. And then we see we also see these night patrols. So that's always been the thing. Is like at night everybody's got to go into the spaceship, go into orbit because it's not safe to be on the ground at night. And now
Didn't you like lose if you weren't finished with the level by nighttime or something?
you wouldn't lose. It would always it depends on which game. But typically the day would just end and then you'd have to go back the next day. But if you didn't
Okay.
have your Pikmin with you and they weren't in the onions, then whoever was left behind, you would just lose them. They would die.
So mean.
So
They're
'cause
too
they would
cute
get
for
munched.
that. They're too cute for that. What?
It was intense.
Pikmin is not for kids.
Also, Dawn, apparently you're gonna drink the glow juice.
Don wants to drink the glow
I hope
juice.
they're selling. I hope they package a can of this with the ultimate. If they package a can of this with the ultimate edition, I'm in.
The
Okay.
ultimate edition of
100%
Pikmin, yeah.
He wants to grind up these Pikmin and drink them like a slurry.
I want to drink that.
Well, no,
slurry.
you gather the glow juice with the glow Pikmin. I don't know exactly the
I
mechanic.
feel like
but
some
yeah.
food
looks
that
yummy.
glows cannot be good for you.
It looks yummy.
That's like ingrained in human like DNA. Don't eat things that glow.
I think there are some foods that glow that are edible.
Radioactive.
Right in.
I think there are some cocktails and things. That
Well, yeah,
people
I
make.
mentioned that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can make them like under a light or something. They glow, but
But yeah, so you have these glowing Pikmin with these look like termite mounds or whatever. And
Yeah.
then you can fight the enemies at night. And then we talked about the Dandori battles. And there are ice Pikmin in there too, which I think
They've
we've
shown
seen
before.
Yeah.
They look awesome though.
You can get an ice Pikmin ice mold. You can make ice Pikmin that you can put in your drinks.
Oh, with the glow juice.
If you have glow juice and so choose to drink it, yes. But that you can buy in real life. Gabby was just showing it to me.
Oh, okay, got it. But are they actually ice Pikmin, or are they just?
I mean, you make ice. You know how you make ice
Pikmin-shaped
cubes?
ice cubes.
Yeah. They're Pikmin-shaped ice cubes.
But are they shaped like ice
big.
Pikmin, or are they
Yes.
shaped like the other Pikmin?
How am I? Is this? Am
I
I?
get it.
These sound young.
Don, are you picking these up?
Wait, this is in real life you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Am I explaining this poorly?
I want some of these too.
Well, there's nuances.
Yeah.
To what you're
Okay.
describing.
So in reality, where
Just
we
like,
exist,
does Don need me to focus?
on our fictive level, it's two halves of a mold, and you put water into it.
Right.
And the water freezes into what's known as ice.
Right.
And it is in the shape of a Pikmin. I believe an
But
ice
is it
Pikmin.
Okay, that's what
It would
that
make
was the
sense
question.
to be an ice Pikmin,
So
yes.
this is, we're talking
because it
and
could
when
have
you-
pre-existed. It could have been the shape of another type of Pikmin.
Gabby showed it to me on her phone. I don't know.
So all the Pikmin are on Switch, Blood? Is that what you're telling me? They're all going to be on Switch
It does
now?
look like it. 'Cause They've got the
Wow.
rock Pikmin in there. They've got the white Pikmin in
Fantastic.
there. I think
And-
they've got the purple guys
Well,
too,
and they
right?
were released
And
one
1,
and
2,
two.
3,
Yeah.
and 4 on Switch
yeah.
now.
Oh, you mean all the
That's what-
games?
that's what I meant, yeah.
and that's the other thing is that they shadow dropped 1 and 2 ports.
Yes.
HD
sick.
ports. They're $30 each,
Ugh.
or you can get them both in a $50 bundle.
Yeah, save
At
10
least the
bucks.
bundle is a discount this time. Nintendo loves to do a bundle that's not a discount.
Here's what's interesting. Similar to Metroid Prime Remastered, the physical version not coming out till September.
Yeah, that's a long wait.
22nd.
Long
3
wait.
months lead on digital.
Wow.
Here we
They're
go.
edging-
which
dude.
means after
Next Nintendo console's going to be digital only, dude.
also means after that September Direct, let's get that F-Zero GX remake, or remaster, or that Wind Waker Twilight Princess is going to be only
No, they
digital
should
only.
wait till the next Nintendo system at this point, dude.
But
Just
these
wait.
also shadow dropped. So it's sort of
I
the
know.
same
Yeah.
idea. It's just a
Same.
longer window than what they did with Metroid.
Yeah.
So it's like, you want to shadow drop a game, don't put that physical out there. Don't let them leak it.
They'll leak
Jeez,
it.
Yeah. Long
Yeah.
wait, though. Metroid wasn't that long.
No,
It's like a month, right?
A month or a couple weeks, something
I
like
think
that.
Nintendo knows they have the base that will want physical copies.
They got the juice.
I do feel like there's a threshold where certain companies did this, it would just not work.
Right.
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Well,
It would like upset.
it also, because Nintendo games sell for a long period of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think retailers might be upset about some of this, but they're like, oh no, like Nintendo's guaranteeing they're gonna like first wave will sell
Right.
out or something.
Whereas
don't
like
worry.
Cuphead's physical release is like just for collectors. I
Oh,
feel like.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it one of you who was saying that they fear like with Nintendo next system that it's going to become more digital as the standard for everything, and then they're only going to do like really rare collector's editions that are expensive for physical. Like there's good.
We were sort of talking about that.
Yeah, I think
last
in
week or
general-
something.
Yeah, I
for a
think
lot of
that's what we were
stuff.
talking about like last week.
Just as a question about physical editions.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo could absolutely get away with that. Like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
not really focused on physical anymore, but we're partnering with whoever, and they're
Yeah,
gonna make.
I
like,
think when you look at the
Yeah.
sales charts and just how much Nintendo dominates without showing physical or digital sales, they're probably not going away from physical anytime
yeah, I don't
soon.
think so either.
And I think that goes back to the Ubisoft quote, right? Like I think that what they're feeling is that they're basically competing with themselves. It's like, oh, people are still buying the first Mario plus Rabbids,
Yeah.
so why put out another one, kind of thing. So,
Case in point, Mario Kart.
right, yeah, Mario Kart.
Well, I mean,
forever.
to be
Yeah.
fair, Rabbids is not selling anywhere near
No.
first-party stuff.
True.
Not even close, probably.
It has been one of the highest
It did
third-party
okay.
games, but I don't know where it
Third party,
sits right
that's
now.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Third
yeah.
party,
Like
not
Monster-
first party.
Monster Hunter is the number one third-party game.
Yeah, it's-
Rise.
Rise makes
yeah,
sense.
I think so.
Yeah, it's not doing like Mario Kart numbers, but I do think it's doing better than a lot of
Nothing does Mario
other
Kart
first-party
numbers.
stuff. But next up, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 will be on Switch.
Cool.
We got a few different confirmations. First of all, they actually showed us footage. Thank you. It's because before we
Yeah,
were not
that's
clear,
right.
like, is Metal Gear Solid 1 going to be the PlayStation game, or is it a remake, or what is it going to be?
It's the integral version. So
Okay.
The Metal Gear experts just said like, yeah, from the footage we showed and what we saw, it's 100% the integral version. So I'm like, all right, I'm trusting you guys.
Is that good?
Yeah, it has like the VR missions and like.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So we knew about the MSX games before, but they also confirmed
Yeah.
the NES versions,
Which is very cool.
which is great.
and I loved the like art books and stuff.
This
guides?
is honestly something that I think
graphic
that
novels.
Kojima would not have let them do. I think this
Really?
is one thing that we are benefiting from Konami not having Kojima, because I don't know that he would have wanted people to have Snake's Revenge on there, since
sure.
it wasn't made
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
them.
Huh.
Yeah,
So it's interesting.
that is interesting.
Soundtrack's blood.
Soundtrack in there,
Yeah.
2 digital graphic
Guides.
novels,
Dude, Konami does good
the
collections.
strategy guides, and we got the confirmation is October 24th.
Yep.
Woo!
Coming up.
So we didn't have a date before.
Stoked for those.
Halloween,
Sick.
baby.
I won't play them on Switch.
Brings
but
us
I'm
one
stoked.
day closer to Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, that's on other stuff, right?
Yeah. It's on there.
yeah,
It's gonna be on
yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah, it's on all.
Yeah, Konami
everything.
usually
I can't
Basically.
decide if that's a good Switch collection or like PlayStation.
Just depends what you play on.
Because they're not gonna look any different, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
No, probably
there's
so.
always potential that something could not perform as well or run at
Yeah,
a lower
yeah.
resolution.
Yeah, that's about it.
But it's not something that kind of thing we're not gonna find out till it's out.
Yeah.
I wonder if Konami did ask Nintendo if like, we also want to include the Twin Snakes, but it needs to be on every platform, not just that.
Sure.
And if Nintendo maybe, like, I have no idea, but what if Nintendo said no to that?
Yeah.
That's why we
Because
don't
it
get
wasn't Twin Snakes, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. Well,
Yeah.
Twin Snakes is
Don't people hate it?
Some people do.
some people do.
I enjoyed it, but there's a lot going on with Twin Snakes legally that it would not quite GoldenEye proportions, but it would be difficult.
I always prefer the original out of those. Say that.
That's the
Oh, yeah.
that's
Or
the like
this version we're
special
getting.
version
Because
of
the
one,
Twin
right?
Snakes,
It's a remake.
yeah, the Twin
Yeah.
Snakes also changes some of the music. It's like mostly new for the boss themes, mostly new. Some of them sample the original, like the Psycho Menace theme in Twin Snakes is completely different, but then it loops in the original version at a certain point. So like, I actually like the Twin Snakes version of Psycho Menace theme more, but there are a few like I don't like more.
Dude, do you think they're gonna have to like program in a bunch of modern games for Psycho Manus to be like, you've been playing?
Oh, each system,
yeah, for every system.
That would
Yes.
be funny, but he
You've
probably
been playing
won't say
Mario
anything.
plus Rabbids.
What if it
Sparks
only
of
reads your
Hope,
Konami
eh?
games
Because
on
they
your
need more
system?
voice acting.
There
So
you
no
go.
games, got it.
It'll
yeah.
probably just be games that they've already done.
The collections, yeah.
They'll be like Castlevania.
So I see like the
Castlevania.
Castlevania
Yeah.
collection.
Which I got.
Yeah, it's
Both
on
of
there.
them. All 3 of them.
You played Suikoden Remastered, eh?
I see Konami doesn't make games anymore.
What happened?
Pachinko.
Did they fire Kojima? He like starts asking
He's
you.
like, there's a noticeable absence of Silent Hill.
Yeah.
A quickie, Vampire Survivors. People have been wanting on Switch
Dude,
for a while.
I saw this and I
Yeah.
was like, dude, Dominic is pumped.
We got a confirmation that it's coming.
The Switch fan.
Because
Will be
chat
so
told
loud.
me it was not possible to run on Switch.
Yeah. Who's that guy? I didn't see that one. I mean, it is gonna melt your Switch.
It is coming
Especially with
August
multiplayer?
17th, and yes, it has a 4-player co-op.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
will
how
be
does that even
introduced.
work?
You'll see.
Do you have to be on the screen with each
You
other?
probably.
Probably.
Well, it does zoom
Probably
in
the
and out,
host.
So
I'm
it
gonna leave
probably.
you all behind.
it
and
probably
like,
just
walk-
zooms
Yeah,
out.
playing with Damiani, absolute nightmare.
I
mean,
wonder
you don't
if it
gotta
would
do
zoom out
much.
like so
Just
far,
follow
like
'em.
if like on one of those maps where if you
Yeah,
keep
you're
going
all
opposite
just
directions,
dots.
and you just see like your pixels or whatever.
I bet you have to stay on the same
Local-
screen.
Yeah.
They probably won't let you go past.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I bet you'll get stuck.
We'll see.
You picking this up, Damiani?
Depends what they're selling it for, because it was dirt cheap. It was like what,
Yeah, it's
$5
another
on
expensive
It's like
game.
PC?
$3.99.
It was like $3.99.
Yeah,
so like,
it's like sub
there better not be a
$4.
Nintendo tax. Better not see $19.99 or $29.99.
I
Don't
doubt
do
it.
that.
I doubt it.
Let's not do that.
It's not in Dr. Vampire Survivor's business model.
Also, did they mention if I didn't see it. Is it including all like the existing DLC or no?
I don't know.
I think it does.
Hopefully.
Unclear. I don't think they specify.
But
there's
I don't know
two
that like
waves?
I don't know that
Yeah.
you'll be buying it as a bundle. Like I think
they
it's
did
going to be available the same way it is on other platforms.
Yeah,
It'll
okay.
come
Buy
out
it.
and then you buy the DLC on top of it.
DLC was like what, 99 cents or something.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like
it's
a
all
buck
been
a
very
piece,
cheap
yeah,
on
yeah,
PC. But the thing is, like, I've played so much of this. I'm like,
Right.
I know
But now you can play in your bed.
Huber's complaint about like after like 50 hours, it kind of got like boring. Like,
The most unhinged argument about a video game ever.
the last wave of DLC, I didn't even try.
Yeah,
So,
I bought it, but I don't know how to get to it.
I did the first wave, and I did all of it, and I'm like, kind of good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I played this on my Steam Deck, so for me, it's like no difference. Although the multiplayer thing is interesting.
Yeah,
I wonder if
I'm-
that's coming to everything else.
literally just
It
want
is.
to play.
It is?
Yeah, yeah.
I
Great.
literally just want to play
Don't
4-player
need this
co-op
one
with
then,
everyone on
stream.
some platform.
Yeah. That's sick, though.
Yeah.
Also coming to everything, Penny's Big Breakaway.
This looks sick,
Yo.
dude.
This is a 3D platformer from the Sonic Mania
why were
team,
they doing
Sonic
Mania too?
Mania,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
being published by Private Division. Yeah, so this is a cool, like, you can see that it's a small team with like the graphics and stuff, but
Yeah.
they do such a good job with the art style. It looks like it runs pretty well.
Yeah.
And you're this character with a yo-yo, which they kind of talk
So
about
cool.
as if it's its own character. So I think it's like alive or something somehow.
Yeah, it had a mouth in one of the cutscenes.
Yeah. So you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with this yo-yo. One of the key things that I think is interesting is that you use it as a grappling hook just in the air.
Yeah.
So it's like you jump
it's like
and
an
then
air dash
throw
thing.
it and then do a swing.
It's like your air dash and your double jump.
Yeah.
You like use its momentum.
But you can do all of these other little things like riding it like a motorcycle. It shows that you can like corkscrew up these poles to get to higher ground. You can use it on zip lines. You can swing it around like a hammer.
It seems like you like upgrade it a bunch.
Yeah, there's like a helicopter thing. They say that there's throughout the game you find tasty treats, which her yo-yo can snack on. When consumed, these delicious items will temporarily unlock new power-ups such as increased movement speed, a protective shield, and more. In addition to power-ups, Penny's yo-yo can pick up a variety of single-use tools, which can be used to bust down an area revealing secret treasure or magnetically pulling collectibles just outside of Penny's reach.
Nice. Stuff like that.
Single use?
What's that?
Did you say single use tools?
Single-use tools.
Weird.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So you just like pick up a thing and then use it.
Yeah.
12 worlds. And then got a bunch of bumbling penguins running around.
Excellent. It looks really good. I'm really excited to play this game. The movement looks really smooth and fluid, so it's good. And the Sonic Mania guys,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, they're moving from 2D to 3D, but it does look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, new IP too. It's really cool to see that.
And being signed on with Private Division like helps give some confidence there too.
Absolutely.
That, that team sees that there's something worthwhile in this.
Yep,
Yeah.
looking good.
Coming early 2024, Switch, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
Nice.
Nice.
Damiani,
So-
you were psyched.
Yeah, dude.
Star
Another
Ocean.
Damiani jam.
So I was like, I've been wondering where the hell this game has been. Like, we talked about this in the reactions. I was like, why is the best Star Ocean the one I haven't done anything with? They've literally like, they went back to 1. We've had sequels being made. Other than this, I think like till the end of time would be the one they'd like try and do something with.
Is that 3?
Yeah. But this is clear. Like this has always been like the one I thought was like the best. So I was like, man, we got it. Especially if you do First Departure R and bring that forward. It's like you got to do Second Evolution now, or like that version of it, the PSP version. And this is it. I know the logo leaked on Square Enix's site, so like we knew it was coming. I had no idea it looked like this. Like this is above and beyond what I thought they were going to do for this. Because First Departure is like a nice effort. Like they cleaned it up a little bit, like a little bit of like HD graphics, remastered the existing PSP graphics just a little bit. This is like 2D HD. This is insane. Obviously, it's got some like performance issues in the trailer,
Sure
so
does.
but they have time to clean it up. All these new quality of life stuff they added to it. It includes like both voice tracks from the original, like from the Second Evolution PSP. Plus, they took the original voice actors and recorded new lines, I believe, for this, or re-recorded dialogue for this. So it's like 2 variations. Yeah, I saw like you call in your extra party members as assist or into battle. So it looks like they're adding some new mechanics on top of it, I believe. And yeah, it's just the one that I've like feel like deserved the treatment, and like them giving it the budget, like a bit of budget like that, it just looks and sounds good.
Yeah, it looks awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the
they-
cleanup.
They confirmed new battle mechanics.
Yeah.
Original and rearranged music.
There you go,
from Motoi Sakuraba.
Saw that in the little menu option. Yeah, that's sick.
And there's fast travel that's been added as well.
Oh yes, good. Good. Those old games, adding fast travel to old games. Hell yeah.
3 difficulty modes, Damiani.
Yeah, they usually have. What are they?
These Earth for a relaxing journey.
Yes.
Galaxy for a satisfying challenge.
And universe.
Or universe.
Yes, that's
if you're brave enough to really put your skill to the test.
That's the standard. Earth, Galaxy, Universe is the kind of like the standard 3 difficulty settings. Love how they go with the space theme. Yeah, it's hitting all right now. It's just as said clean up. They have a few months to maybe clean up some of the stuff we saw in there, and I think you've got something really good there. I hope enough people give it a chance, because I think if you tried, I don't know how well First Departure R did, the timing with it coming out, but Star Ocean's never lit the world on fire. The last 2 newer entries, Faithlessness and Integrity and the Divine Force, were not stellar by any regard. So I don't think the way forward with that is murky at best. So seeing them try and revisit the past ones and maybe try see if there's something there has been it's been nice. Plus the first 2 are so different from 3 onward, because they become 3D after that point, and it's a different style of game a little bit. Still 2D plane of battle for this is really cool to see, and you kind of lose that when you go to 3D environments. You can move literally anywhere, and it's not just a little box anymore. Because if it's action RPG, but a little bit like a fighting game with positions and stuff, just a little bit hint of that. Old Tales of games were like that too, like Tales of Fantasia. When it started, they were on just literally on a 2D plane and doing that stuff. This is actually more advanced than the original Tales of games. So yeah, I was really excited to see this.
Yeah. And this is out November 2nd.
Yay, November game.
And it's also on PC and PlayStation as well, Switch.
Oh.
And then WarioWare Move It, which they had some fun with
I
in the
didn't
Direct.
see this coming.
Yeah.
This feels soon after the last WarioWare.
Yeah, well, the last one was very multiplayer focused.
Yeah.
This has got multiplayer as well, but yeah, it is coming pretty quick after the previous game.
Yep.
It's called Super Smooth Moves in Japan.
Oh.
So it is
really?
being sort
Sequel.
of pitched as a sequel to the Wii game.
Interesting.
Nintendo of America blows it
Such a
again.
better name. Super Smooth Moves, man.
But thanks to Discord for that tip.
Oh yeah, nice.
But yeah, this is coming November 3rd. So you've got something.
So you got one day to beat Star Ocean and
Yeah.
jump into this.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good group stream.
This is going to be an amazing
It's
group.
gonna be freaking insane.
They're all physical games too. It's nuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you need so much
Oh.
space for some of these.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I saw,
Pulling the dress up is hilarious.
I
Curtsy,
saw
yeah.
someone on Twitter say that this is the first time Nintendo's shown any kind of footage since the original release window of Super Mario 64 DS. Apparently, that
Oh.
slide footage in
Oh,
the
it's
trailer
DS?
is the DS version graphics.
Wow.
So they're like, "Yay! Nintendo's acknowledging Super Mario 64 DS for the first time in 20 years."
Right.
That is funny.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that. And I didn't put the 2 and 2 together when I saw it. It was I knew it looked different,
Yeah,
but I wasn't sure
I thought it was
what
just
it was.
WarioWare graphic.
Right,
right.
right.
I
Yeah.
never played Super Mario 64 DS.
Right.
Oh,
Never,
really?
I never
You
touched it.
I only
Wow.
played it at E3, and I was like, yeah,
I
no
beat
thanks.
it. It was weird.
Yeah, having to do camera control with the thumb strap
Yeah,
on the screen.
Dude,
Yeah.
he
Nice.
plays different characters in it. It's crazy.
That
Yeah.
was the one thing I wish I would have brought forward to when they did that 30 whatever anniversary collection, when they
Oh,
literally
yeah.
didn't touch anything
Right,
except
yeah.
clean it up. It's you could have added the DS content. Nintendo, what's wrong with you?
What do you mean, what's wrong with you? Of course you know what's wrong with
I
them.
know, but it's still you can ask the question.
Because
what's
they
wrong?
don't have to. Effort, no thanks.
And then our big finale,
Hoo-wee.
we've got Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Wait, Don, what's it called?
Super Mario Dream, blood.
Thank
That's
you.
a correction.
I call it Super Mario Drug Trip.
Yeah, as Isla was alluding to, the kind of whole trick to this, aside from being a gorgeous new
yeah.
2D game.
It looks much better than the new Super
The
Mario Brothers.
animation
Yeah.
style, so good. I'm glad people caught, like, I wanted to scream it at first, but I wasn't sure, but thankfully people showed, like, it's mimicking the old, like, art book animation.
Yeah,
It's
there's like
yes.
1-to-1 on some of those
Yes,
comparisons.
it's so good.
And
grabbing the hat.
the close-ups too, they look really
Crisp.
like
Yeah.
they look like a drawing, even though it's all 3D models.
The one complaint I have is the deformation on the bell plant that talks. Seems like they're not. It seems like they just took the keyframe thing and just went like this. They didn't like act. I don't know. It unsettles me a little.
But anyways,
That's what unsettles me.
Yeah.
Yeah, stretching out.
Mario.
yeah,
Stretchy
I'm not gonna say this
Mario.
in real time necessarily, but yeah. So you find these wonder flowers and
The fake out of the buffalo
Wonder
or whatever,
seeds or wonder
breaking
flowers?
the end
so
flag
you
is
find
so
the
good.
flowers,
Okay.
and that creates like
You get
something
high out of
crazy
your mind,
happens in
yeah.
the
Okay.
world, and then when you get the seed,
Okay.
it brings the world back to normal.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's
So
how. Okay,
you're trying to
gotcha.
get the seed. It's like the goal there.
So it's your come down.
And so as we're saying, like they show all kinds of crazy stuff in here. We've got like roller skating Koopas, a roller skating
Yes.
Wiggler in there.
Daisy's here.
We got a playable Daisy. We got a
Yeah.
playable Yoshi that the other player can then
Oh my god,
jump on.
that got me hyped.
Wait, the other so someone is playing them and someone
Can
else
be
can ride
Yoshi
them?
and someone
Yeah.
can jump
Oh,
on.
we're gonna have so
That's
much
fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
so angry
That's
at
good
all
for
of you.
kids too. Like
Yeah.
if you're
Yeah, it's
playing
awesome.
with your kid, you can like
Multiple
say, "Hop
Yoshis,
on."
dude. Multiple Yoshi colors.
In the trailer was the map. Like there's an overworld map.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
an
yeah.
overall
So-
map there, yeah. And then you
so-
see
And the stage clear
like a
graphics are
giant
gorgeous.
clown boat flying over Bowser's little airship thing.
Yeah.
And in a part there. And it looked like the map might even go to like different worlds or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I'm sure it's gonna do more.
Because
And this is the pièce de resistance.
yeah.
dude.
The
And then we
Mario
get
Odyssey hat
Elephant
moment.
Mario.
Elephant
dude.
Mario.
Yeah.
Just the taste.
Good God.
They said nothing else about. It's just Elephant
'Cause
Mario.
We know there's gonna be more of that. That's like the Odyssey tease. Yeah, 2D Mario game that screams budget. You know what? You can thank
Yeah.
that Mario movie for that.
That's the reason.
That's the reason they saw like
All right.
how like crossing like the billion mark, bringing in the funds. Miyamoto gave the green light. You know what? Fidelity. Let's do it. When Mario
Making
games
this
going
game
forward.
3 months ago,
He
Damiani.
just said fidelity. Well, it was ready to go, but like he goes, let's spend a little bit more and polish
cranked
it
up
up.
the
Let's
fidelity.
crank it
Yeah.
up, baby.
He walked into the
Get a
room
little
and
bit
just
more.
said
Well, no,
fidelity
they've
and then
known the Mario
walked
movies
out.
in the works for years, so he's
everyone
been
was like,
seeing
"What?"
it. He's like, oh, look how beautiful this looks. Mario games could look this beautiful
More
too.
sparkles.
Yeah.
They really do have a lot going on in the background.
Yes.
There's a really a good amount of scenery to just kind of get lost in if you're looking at any of the screenshots of the backgrounds in this trailer.
Elephant Mario, dude. He's so jolly looking.
I like the part where like Mario hits a block and then like shuts the lights out and then like you just see everybody else's eyes.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm curious how that is. I
felt like
plays in.
The fake out on the flag getting moved.
yeah,
And
with like the
pipes getting pushed around and,
'Cause they're
and
like-
walking away and stuff.
So like every time I look at those creatures, they look like something else to me. So at first they look like sheep, and then like Damiani was saying, they look like buffalo, like
Yeah.
stampeding through. And then when I
like
got a closer
cauliflower.
look at them, they're like, oh, okay, they're like a triceratops, but with just two horns. They're like more dinosaurish.
A biceratops.
Yeah, biceratops. You dodge these like missile barrages to come in. There's this one part where like you shoot a
Just
fireball.
actual missiles. It's so
and you
weird.
like you go from being like a giant Mario to like trading sizes with the enemy.
Yeah. Like,
like,
how
what?
is that a benefit?
Right. I don't know.
Kill me, please.
Puzzles.
Oh.
They show your caps get real big like a parachute.
Yeah.
You use those as gliders.
Well, and Peach in one, she doesn't. I don't think she was wearing a hat, but she like pulled a hat out
Okay.
and used it. It went by really fast, but that's what it seemed like it happened.
That's a funny way to do that since not everyone's gonna be wearing a hat. Mm-hmm. And Daisy like getting in a shoving match. With
Yeah.
this hype and this like sledge bro looking guy.
That was sick.
This game looks cool.
Yeah.
When's this one?
This
have it
is
here?
October 20th.
Dang!
Going head to head with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, Day of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That's
Nintendo's
right.
like, all right, here you go. Here's
Yeah.
Mario.
Yeah, Alan Wake is right in there too. So.
Yeah. God.
Alan Wake's writing this game.
Yeah, didn't Alan Wake have like 2 days? Yeah, this is a drug trip that Alan Wake is having. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This year needs to cool it.
It's not.
Greatest
It's not going to.
Greatest year in gaming
The
history?
closest we get to cooling it is November, and that's when we have Mario RPG. So I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you got Mario RPG, Star Ocean, and WarioWare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the closest so
That's
far
the
to
coolest
cooling
one.
it.
And that's only because we don't know what anybody else is
what
doing
else is
for
doing
November.
November,
Yeah.
Right. Don't worry.
Yeah, they'll fill
They'll
it
be
up.
compact pretty quickly.
They'll fill it up.
Jeez.
Something's gonna get delayed to November.
The
for
video game
sure.
companies are just going to ask for another month to be added to this year.
Who is?
The video game companies.
Oh,
Can we
yeah.
get another
Oh,
month
yeah.
after December for this year?
Bethesda will do it.
Yeah, they'll invent
They'll be
it.
like, Starfield's not ready. We need a Smarch.
Yeah.
Add Smarch.
Play Stember.
Play Stember.
There we go.
We at PlayStation are proud to announce a new month. Play Stember.
November.
Brand new month. Play Stember.
Yeah, I think that the question will be how.
Xtober. These are all great.
Yeah. How
3
we-
months.
How we end up with multiplayer. How that feels.
With what?
Oh, multiplayer will be
'cause,
chaos as always.
New Super Mario Brothers could get a little crazy.
It's gonna be the same thing, probably.
I did have a fun time doing all of the Wii game in multiplayer. But
Sure. But yeah,
Swoon.
it'll be chaos.
Switch
chaos.
June.
It's just the way it is.
Swoon.
Next up, this is a quick little aside because I don't know if anyone else even checked this out. Grasshopper had a direct.
Oh,
The
right.
what?
Oh, I showed you.
Really?
You got to see
I
a little
saw
bit
some
of
of
this.
it, yeah.
This was like a Devolver Direct without the budget.
Oh, no.
It was so funny and so trolly.
Sick.
It was great.
The trolls. I got by one of them. You sent me even he sent it to me and he says masterful troll at whatever.
Yeah.
And the troll happened and I almost tried to click away.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was something else.
Because
So good.
basically the moment that she's talking about, what happens is, so they show, let me see where I've got it in my notes. So they got, all this is to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Grasshopper, for one. But they got a Marvel Comics artist, Peach Momoko, to do this art that was basically like a comic book cover with all of the different Grasshopper characters in it. And so most of this presentation was hosted by the community managers, James Mountain and Maddie Kopp. And Maddie was cosplaying as Bad Girl from No More Heroes for the entire duration of the thing. But James was showing the art, and then she goes to point and is like, "Who's that character?" But as soon as she does it, before the camera pans over to see what she's pointing at, it cuts to a commercial.
Oh man, that's funny.
But it looks exactly like a normal YouTube ad.
It has skip ad and it has the yellow play bar.
It
That's
has
funny.
All of that.
That's good.
But it's a real some crazy thing that they made up with some grindhouse movie,
Yeah.
followed by a tie-in video game that looks like some grody Genesis game.
Just gnarly. But he was about to announce what the thing was and then it,
No,
yeah.
he. That's another thing is that even when they were on the desk, they were still playing a bit. They were just kind of being insulting or not answering direct questions or interrupting trains of thought. So when she asked who is that, he just basically didn't even acknowledge that there was a question when you come back for the commercial break. They just moved on to the next thing.
Well, I think it's because they kept going while the commercial break was happening. Time.
No,
had
it
passed.
cut straight. It was if you took the break out, it would have been seamless.
Oh, okay.
But he just ignored the question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was JJ McField on the little cover thing? I gotta look. I'll go back. And
I don't
look.
think that's Grasshopper.
It wasn't it?
No.
Oh,
That's Swery.
Sweary.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, not
Oh,
Suda.
not Suda.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I like it anyway.
But they did, there was after their introduction, it's we're going to cut to Suda and he's going to give us a brief message. But then what they cut to was not Suda. It was James in a green suit and a wrestling mask badly photoshopped riding a tiger in a palace, but he still said he was suited and started giving his life story, and then they cut him off. What? And then later in the presentation, they cut back to him, and he had just not stopped talking the whole time.
Oh my god.
So Suda wasn't even in it?
Suda was in it as if he was not in it. So basically, they had ended the presentation, and they're like, "Do you hear something? Is somebody? It's like, don't they know we're filming out here?" And then right behind them is a door, and they walk in, and Suda is in there playing an unannounced game. And he's like, I'm playing the new game that we're working on. Is it okay to show this? And they're like, kind of like, no.
No.
And they blur out the screen, but the only thing they blur out is the main character, so you can actually still read like the weapons and stuff that are equipped.
Well, they did that in the past, right? Where the gameplay reveal was just like on a TV behind him, but
behind Devolver. In Devolver.
Yeah, but he kept like blocking it.
Just all kinds of crazy stuff.
Did they show Shadows of the Damned?
They did show Shadows of the Damned a little bit.
Sick.
They said coming to all current platforms, probably.
All right.
Okay.
They also had a montage of like everything Grasshopper's made over the 25 years, including they put in like 3 blurred out sections of canceled games.
Wow, really?
Like Project SSK scrapped. Project MGD scrapped, Project GMC scrapped, but they didn't show things in order, so you can't really like pick out like when those games were in production. And again, playing into the bit, they were like, "Are we allowed to show some of those?" And then he just like didn't answer the question.
Have they actually been around for 25 years?
Yeah,
How is that possible?
yeah.
God.
And then in his like the little brief message that Suda gave at the end, he was like, "Only 75 years to we're a 100-year brand."
I like that. That's positive thinking.
Yeah. And then they just had some other fun stuff in there, like there's an art gallery where one of the concept artists is going to have in Tokyo from like the end of July to the beginning of August. Yeah. And then they showed some merch store that are opening up as well. But again, it was very similar to Devolver, towards like pretty much next to nothing in terms of real content or announcements. It's just
a show,
a fun time. But they kept it brief. It was 11 minutes long.
Cool.
So
very nice.
Yeah. All right, we got more news to come. But if you've been enjoying this show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsors.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. How much time do you spend on yourself in a given week? Sometimes it's hard to carve out time to maintain that kind of like me time, you know? Especially when you're like in a relationship or dealing with somebody else's health problems. It's easy to get caught up in everybody else's needs and their demands on you and never take any time for, number one, yourself. And a therapist can help you carve out that time. It's really good time. Someone listening to you is quality me time. I greatly recommend it. I've benefited from therapy in this ways for years, like just having that moment to talk and feel safe to be yourself and have someone who can listen and then offer advice. It's really, really, really helpful. If you are thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time with no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/allies today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/allies. Good money habits start with your very first paycheck. And if you just scored your first job, you've got an opportunity to jumpstart a healthy financial journey. When you sign up for Chime and link a qualifying direct deposit, you get access to benefits like getting paid up to 2 days early and fee-free overdraft up to $200. And with Chime, there are no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and no deposit required to become a member. So sign up for a Chime checking account today to link your paycheck. It only takes 2 minutes and does not affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/allies. That's Chime, CHIME.com/allies. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by The Bancorp Bank, N.A. or Stride Bank, N.A., members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. SpotMe eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/spotme. You should know what that sound means already. It's the best kind of notification, the sound of another sale on Shopify. And the moment another business dream becomes a reality. Shopify is a commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Whether you're selling shoes or pins or apple pies with cheese on them, Shopify simplifies selling online and in person so you can focus on successfully growing your business. Shopify covers every sales channel, from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media platforms like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand without having to learn any new skills in design or code. And thanks to 24/7 help and an extensive business course library, Shopify is there to support your success every step of the way. What's incredible to me about Shopify is that no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify is there to empower you with the confidence and control to revolutionize your business and take you to the next level. Now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today. This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/allies, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/allies and take your business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/allies.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right, it's been a minute, but it's time for Press Release Me. I need to get some water.
Oh my.
Because I got a press release from Milk.
Just milk.
If we get to the end, you may learn the answer, but I don't know. So as you may remember, I will read this press release, and when you're ready to bow out, any of you on the desk, say "release me," and we'll see
Like from Independence Day.
how long you can last through this press release. Milk creates zany zip lines in response to gaming community request. Milk is launching gamer-requested zany zip lines in Fortnite at the 2023 VidCon Anaheim.
Release me.
Anaheim, California, June 20th, 2023, PR Newswire/Milk. Yes, Real Dairy Milk is excited to debut zany zip lines, a game concept the Fortnite community highly requested. The game offers 3 first-of-its-kind maps: Space Map, Medieval Map, and Steampunk Map, featuring a series of floating platforms connected by elaborate zip lines, where 16 players battle it out in a last-man-standing free-for-all.
Oh god, it's so long!
Zany zip lines will launch via a live stream tournament on Twitch and TikTok from the gaming
release
zone
me.
at VidCon Anaheim on June 22nd, which is today, at the Anaheim Convention Center. 16 players, including ex-Choco Bars, Whitney, Chica, Christology, and more, will compete as duos in a battle royale-style tournament until the last team standing is crowned champion. Following the tournament, the game will be released publicly on Fortnite. VidCon attendees will be able to play the game.
I'm curious. I want to know if it's the drag queen or the makeup brand, or if it's just straight up milk.
It's just dairy milk.
At the milk booth on site, while non-attendees can try their hand at home. In a continued effort to support and celebrate gaming performance, Milk continues to be the performance drink of gamers as an official sponsor of VidCon Anaheim 2023, where digital culture takes center stage as the world's leading digital creators, platform innovators, and their fans converge in one place. Milk is responding to what gamers
Oh God,
actually want
release
to...
me, dude, release me. Read this part, though.
Chocolate milk is beloved for a reason across all kinds of age groups and communities. It's a delicious treat that also happens to be really good for you.
So wait,
Really
what
good
the
for you?
fuck? What is this?
I was released a while ago. I forgot. It's like a Fortnite
From Milk.
It's like a Fortnite thing, like a
Milk.
From the Milk Processor Education Program, Milk Pep.
Milk Pep.
Sounds like a Fortnite game made in that creator mode or whatever
Yeah, I think
it's
so,
called.
Gamer requested.
Gamers.
Who requested this?
Milk did. Milk themselves.
Yeah.
All right. I need more water.
We requested this of ourselves, and so we made it.
Now you know what kind of things come to my email.
In Milk Timber.
All right, today, the FTC is seeking a court injunction to block the MS Activision deal from completing to buy their time for their antitrust hearing in August. So if you're not aware, there's a deadline for when the deal is supposed to go through. So they're trying to get this injunction in there to stop the deal from completing before they've had the time to make their case that it shouldn't happen. And today, some reporters, including Rebecca Valentine and Stephen Totillo, and some other folks from IGN, have been reporting from the courtroom. They've got all of the execs in there revealing things about exclusives and all of this stuff. And it's wild. It's pretty crazy. There have been quotes dropping all day. So these are just tidbits. Most of this really doesn't have anything to do with the issue at hand. We're just learning crazy stuff. Next gen is expected in 2028.
Cool.
That's when we're getting
That seems right.
next Xbox
8
and the
years.
PlayStation 6.
Yeah.
Yep.
For a life cycle. Yeah.
Microsoft is arguing that they've lost the console wars. And
wholesale.
and will continue to do so.
Crying Phil, dude.
While Sony and Nintendo leverage exclusives.
Whoa, we watched the war.
first-party games.
Yeah.
What?
Halo Infinite wasn't very good.
So they're saying we're going to continue to lose while Nintendo and Sony exist?
yeah, and create exclusives.
Xbox has not yet decided on whether The Outer Worlds 2 will get a PlayStation release.
It won't.
Oh.
It won't.
So they don't know. This is an interesting one on the Sony side. When news broke about the deal, Jim Ryan, remember, he's been out there talking about like all of this. This is gonna ruin us. We can't compete. Blah 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 blah. But when it actually broke, his reaction in an email, it's not an Xbox exclusivity play at all. They're thinking bigger than that, and they have the cash to make moves like this. I've spent a fair bit of time with both Phil Spencer and Bobby Kotick over the past day. I'm pretty sure we will continue to see COD on PlayStation for many years to come.
Yeah.
Was not phased at all
Yeah.
until it came time to let's make this not happen.
Yeah. Executives don't always tell you the truth with everything. Stop believing them.
They're not your friends.
They are not your friends, yes.
Oh yeah, I have a little bit more from Jim. We have some good stuff cooking. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm not complacent, and I'd rather this hadn't happened, but we'll be okay. More than okay.
Yeah, of course he's not.
So
Straight
much
from the horse's
ruining
mouth.
your business.
Yeah.
Of course not. Of course they don't want to lose that though.
Right.
They are the Call of Duty platform. They got all that sweet stuff.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to more of that.
Yeah.
I'd rather this hadn't happened.
Yeah, of course.
The Indiana Jones deal with Disney was amended from being multi-platform to an Xbox exclusive.
Yep.
Wow.
This is all after Phil saying, we just want people to play wherever they want kind of thing. It's like, well, you're making stuff exclusive.
Pete
Lies of
Hines.
P, dude. Lies of P.
Pete Hines is over here in the crossfire. There's some interesting things
Pete,
here. From Bethesda, he talked about how fewer platforms streamlines QA and development. We would not be putting Starfield out in 9 weeks if we were supporting an entire additional platform, in my opinion.
Could you imagine what Redfall would have been like?
Oh, God.
Holy jeez.
That
Been a
being
visual
said,
novel.
he also implied that he was blindsided by Xbox's commitments to bring Activision games like Call of Duty to PlayStation and other platforms, while Bethesda games remain strictly Xbox exclusive. Hines said the messaging surrounding Call of Duty confused him since it was the opposite of what we were just told to do with our other titles.
It's because they don't. Call of Duty makes a lot of money on PlayStation. That's
Yeah.
why. They cannot afford to lose PlayStation people.
Yeah. He also apparently was like unsure whether Phil Spencer was his boss or something.
That's funny. Are you my boss? Do I work?
Who do you report to? My own boss.
Directed by Pete Hines, bro.
Oh man.
Some stuff here from I think this came from Sarah Bond.
Yes.
Bobby Kotick demanded a higher revenue share than other companies to keep Call of Duty on Xbox, and Microsoft ended up agreeing due to limited time and high demand from players.
That's so interesting.
yeah.
So only Microsoft had to give a higher cut? Is that what they're
Not
saying?
necessarily only Microsoft, but Microsoft couldn't just give them the same deal that every other publisher was getting.
Oh.
They had to get a higher percentage.
Activision had to.
Activision had to.
Okay, so
If
they probably
were
did
gonna-
that to everybody then.
Yeah, otherwise they were like, no, we won't put it on Xbox.
They have that kind of power. Yeah.
Yeah. And that
Dang.
seems like that was happening when the Series X and S were in the works.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's like that
Interesting.
generational.
Dang. Okay, dude.
Damn,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's like why they never came to Nintendo after a while, because
Maybe.
they started making,
Nintendo was
Nintendo
like-
would never cede to that type of demand.
Well, they're supposed to get 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of something else, but like this is beforehand, right?
Yeah, this is beforehand,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't see them. Why? I don't see why not. They wouldn't get that much in the future, unless Microsoft's like, yeah, we'll put it back to the standard,
Yeah.
whatever it is, 70-30 maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what
I
it
think it's
is.
around that. Yeah. So Activision was like, no. We're getting 80.
Getting 80.
Crazy.
I don't know what the actual
We're
number
hired
is,
in
but
your
yeah.
Twitch partner status.
Yeah. So you know how we were like talking about this weird nonsense with Atlas, and like they announced that they were on
Yeah.
Xbox, and then like it was a few days later that we found out about
Oh, yeah,
the games
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out.
Mhm. What was
So here they get this from Sarah Bond as well. A year ago, we wanted to show that Call of Duty Vanguard was launching on Xbox. We were told that we could not say it on YouTube or any other place where customers who were not our own customers could see it, and we had to hold for a period of time. So according to her, the Xbox website was fine, Xbox's own Twitter accounts were fine, but when we film a showcase, that is, people can watch it live on YouTube and other places, and at the end we wanted to put up a slate that says, here are all the games coming in the next year, we were told we could not say Call of Duty was coming in the next year.
Marketing rights, yeah.
And the same thing happened with Hogwarts Legacy as well.
Yeah, they paid for that too, yeah.
So,
Yeah, interesting. That's surprising, because like the Atlas stuff was only a couple days,
right.
but this is like,
And that was
Forever.
Xbox. That was on Xbox.
yeah, that's what I'm
side,
saying, yeah.
So, I don't know.
it's-
It's
Yeah,
like, is that
marketing
a
deals, man.
retaliation
They're,
kind of thing?
they're important.
Yeah. Bond also revealed that Xbox cloud gaming is not popular relative to the other features included in Game Pass, and it is currently running at a loss. She says that basically people are just using it to start playing a game on their console while they wait for it to download.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that, yeah.
But that's one of those things that you take with a little grain of salt, because that's one of the things that they're trying to pin them on, this cloud gaming market.
Well, that's why they're downplaying.
So they're trying to downplay it
Yeah,
as
of
much
course
as
they are.
possible. Yeah.
Same as we lost the console war.
Yeah,
Right,
of course they
right.
are. They're trying to look, woe is me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
And then separately, before all of this, Jim Ryan had told the FTC that if Microsoft buys Activision, then Sony wouldn't share PlayStation 6 details with Activision.
Yeah.
And noted that in the past, their feedback has led to improvements in past PlayStation consoles.
Well, yeah, if Microsoft owns that,
Yeah.
then I don't see why they would.
Yeah. Direct competitor, but also
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
they
Supplier
get
of your
hurt
biggest
either
game.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think Microsoft's going to send specs to Bungie in the future if they wanted to for their console or anything like that.
Right.
It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
Day one, baby.
Yeah. More to come.
More to come.
More to come. Also this week, E3 has been maybe canceled, probably canceled, 24 and 2025, according to slides from a meeting of the Los Angeles City Tourism Board of Commissioners, which works with the LA Convention Center. So we haven't
It
heard
at
this.
least means it's not going to be in the convention center.
Right. Or it means that they have voided out that contract,
Right.
and then they'll maybe, if there's dates open,
Right.
they'll make that deal later.
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
this point, they've cleared those dates. They say we can't commit to those dates.
Didn't you say the ESA clarified something?
Yeah, they said they only confirming it's not taking place at the LA Convention Center at that for 2024 at that date. They said they're working with their partners still to see what they could do.
So it could be a different
So
date.
people are like, it could be a different venue. Maybe it's
different
a different
city.
dates, different venue. Like, yeah.
Don
a lot of
wants
people-
Vegas.
A lot of people are screaming like, oh, that's going to Vegas and stuff. So we'll see.
Interesting.
I read that it's like just probably
No,
done.
that's-
It's probably
that
just
is
done.
I think so.
I
Dead.
think it's just done.
DED, dude.
Sorry.
Keely's dancing on top of its grave.
You got a better chance of Skull and Bones releasing with the high score than
Wow,
E3
Dominic.
coming back.
That's rough.
Biggest gaming
Cover your
convention in
ears,
the
Don.
world.
Like the PlayStation 5 last year, the Series X is getting a price hike.
Yep.
In most countries starting in August, excluding the US, Japan, Chile, Brazil, and Colombia, which I think some of those they already have exorbitant prices, so that's
Yes,
probably
they
why.
will.
Is roughly equivalent to $50. So in the UK, it's going to be £480. In Europe, it'll be €550, and in Canada, it's going to be $650. They're also raising Game Pass prices for the first time by $1 per month for console Game Pass and $2 per month for Ultimate. PC Game Pass
Everywhere or
and
just
Xbox
overseas?
Series S prices are staying the same. No, those same territories.
For the Game Pass.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh.
But
That's rough.
yeah, but that's what we saw with
the way it
Sony
is.
last
Yeah,
year. It's
yeah.
like it's a
the
weird
way it is, yeah.
generation.
I guess to offset shipping costs or something? Like what?
No, it's mostly I think probably currency
Yeah,
exchange
currency
rates.
Currency exchange
Yeah,
rates?
100%.
Yeah.
But it's wild because every other generation we've dropped prices at this
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Now we're going up.
That is interesting. Yeah, bud.
Or in the case of MetaQuest, we've gone up and then back down.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Blue Protocol had a big launch in Japan.
Dude, yeah.
Players are over 600,000, concurrent over 200,000, which makes it the largest online launch in Bandai Namco's history.
Wow.
That's coming out over here in 2024
I will play.
with a beta sometime in the next couple months.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
Love this. Square Enix staff have been asking to make a Final Fantasy VI remake. Mm-hmm. But Katase doesn't even want to think about it until 7 is done.
he's like, let me finish these 2 games first, for God's sakes.
Slow down there. Slow down with this. Come
Yeah,
on.
you just got the Pix
Slow down.
remasters. Hold up for 10
Slow
years.
down.
Yeah.
Just keep your teeth sharp with the tactics remakes.
Because you got that.
Yeah.
You got rumored Final Fantasy X one happening as well.
9.
It's like too many.
9.
It's
Yeah,
like
9.
all this is happening at some
yeah, they'll
point.
remake
Let's
all
just
of
go.
It does make me wonder,
go.
if, with that context, if they're looking at something that's on a bigger scale.
Like
than
7,
some
you
of
mean?
The others, yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
That'd be pretty wild.
And it would be the first time that they would potentially take a 2D game into 3D like that.
Yeah.
If they're like going full 3D. Mm-hmm.
That'd be nuts.
really different.
To see all the character models and stuff,
Yeah.
like realized.
Yeah,
That'd be
which,
crazy.
could go either
I'm
way.
used to it in 14.
Yeah, we know.
They've done a lot of
Kefka,
it
yeah, we
already.
know.
Kefka
Okay.
usually looks a little weird.
Sure.
Oh, Dissidia as well. They've done some in Dissidia.
Yeah.
Terra and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tina.
Immortals of Avium was pushed back a month
Mm-hmm.
to August 22nd. As if the Embracer news wasn't bad enough, they've been reported as saying that they need to get out of their financial hole by exploiting the Lord of the Rings, which they bought during all of that.
Exploiting.
What else did you buy it for?
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
but yeah,
weren't gonna exploit
quote.
Yeah.
Here's the quote.
They were gonna do it classy before.
We own Lord of the Rings, and we know we need to be exploiting Lord of the Rings in a very significant fashion and turn that into one of the biggest gaming franchises in the world. That's obviously something we're going to be doing. That's a much better use of our resources than some of the other projects that some of our teams have been working on.
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is in the corner, like, and Embracer's like, you want to be a star, don't you?
But it's like, it's both sides of that statement are just so disgusting.
Yeah, exploiting.
Like everyone else's company, you're not as valuable right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All our other
You're
games
expendable.
Deus Ex, make a Lord
Deus
of the Rings
Ex,
game, guys.
dude.
Come on.
Tomb Raider, yeah, you're all toast.
What if every company makes a Lord of the Rings game?
You're all
now?
chumps.
Yeah, we say next year, like key 3 kickoff thing.
Yeah.
5 Lord of the Rings games.
Insomniac making one.
Yeah. Lord
Guerrilla
X
Games
instead of
making
Deus
one,
Ex.
Can we
Sony
somehow
Santa
get
Monica
a Lord of the
making
Rings
one.
racing game from Milestone?
EA making one.
Dude,
Shadow
Lord of the
Facts,
Rings.
dude.
BioWare's
Fastest
making
horse.
one.
King of the Horses, bro.
Suda
Horse racing
51
game.
Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, Suda's gonna make one.
Yeah.
Kojima's Xbox project is
Aragorn
a
a
Lord of the
shotgun.
Rings
I
game.
think. But yeah.
It's all embraced, man.
If you're not aware, because I didn't see it when it went up, Nintendo does have an Ask the Developer series posted on Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So if you like the Iwata Asks interviews from back in the day, go check that out. It's under Ask the Developer Volume 9, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Mm-hmm. Totally missed that happened.
Party.
Matt Booty has confirmed that Microsoft Game Studios have moved on from Xbox One. Only ongoing games like Minecraft still have active development for last gen, although future titles can be playable via cloud streaming.
All right.
Which doesn't work and is terrible and sucks,
Yeah.
by the way.
Right. And in Stephen Kent's book, The Ultimate History of Video Games Volume 2, Metal Gear Solid 4 assistant producer Ryan Payton revealed that the game was running well on Xbox 360 and there was no exclusivity deal. Mm-hmm. But Konami couldn't release the game on that platform because it would require too many discs. PlayStation 3 games came on a 54 gigabyte Blu-ray disc, while Xbox 360 still used DVDs that could only hold 8 gigabytes.
I remember seeing jokes about that back in
Yeah,
the
I
day.
remember
Photoshop like 10 discs.
Yeah, it's like Konami was like, yeah, we don't want to pay for all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Brutal.
I'm like, they would probably need multiple cases at that
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you'll-
because those folding cases could hold like 6.
Maybe at the most, yeah.
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 The big thick ones.
It's time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
From Level Capybara. With 2 Pikmins and 1 Metroid Prime remade in HD, it seems like GameCube classics are making a comeback in style.
Hell yeah.
So if the trend continues, what GameCube game would you like to see come next? Also, don't forget, Baten Kaitos 1 and 2 are coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Story of Seasons Wonder-ful Life is out today.
Oh.
We've also got Monkey Ball and the Tales of Symphonia thing kind of happened too.
All right. I got some.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say Zelda because we already know that. Okay? Eternal Darkness, because I've never played that, and Skies of Arcadia, because there's the GameCube version.
Yeah, Skies of Arcadia is the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because I'm always
I've
thinking
never
of, like,
played- or I
the
played,
ones
like,
that I didn't finish.
hour. Yeah, I
The
played
ones
an
that got
hour.
away.
And it's like, come on, Sega.
All right. Wave Race Blue Storm, 1080 Avalanche, obviously F-Zero GX, Mario Kart Double Dash.
Ooh.
Yeah, we haven't got Double Dash. Where's Double Dash?
Yeah.
That's like a very obvious one. Maybe some of the... Did any of the Capcom 5-6
The
games...
Beautiful Joe games and
Did
stuff.
those get
Beautiful Joe would be
re-released?
great.
Have those been re-released at all in the last few years?
Well, that was like
Piano
Resident
3
Evil games,
hasn't.
weren't
Resident
those
Evil
two?
aside from
4
Resident Evil,
was,
but like, yeah, Beautiful Joe...
1 and 2. Those were horror.
Piano 3?
Right.
No, I don't think that was. I think that's the only one that was.
All right. Was there one other one I'm forgetting in there?
There's one of them was canceled, the Phoenix game or whatever.
Yeah, that was, yeah. Yeah, what else? Anyone else got any?
Modern Resident Evil style remake of Resident Evil remake.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Like RE4, RE2, RE3 style. Do that to
Oh,
one.
you want a remake?
A remake.
Oh, we're talking about. I thought we were talking about ports.
Oh.
What about
I was just
they
talking
might have
about
already done
GameCube
that,
things.
but
Chibi
yeah.
Robo?
Chibi Robo will be cool. Yeah.
Saw a lot of people asking for that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
the other Metroid Prime 2
First game
as
could use
well.
some quality of life updates for sure.
2 for sure.
But yeah. What was the second one you said?
Metroid Prime 2.
Oh, yeah.
those,
Yeah, we need to
Like,
get that
get
whole
all
trilogy.
you got to get all the first party stuff off there. There's Star Fox games?
Adventures.
Yeah.
Star Fox.
No,
Star Fox
Adventure.
Super Mario Sunshine?
Yeah, hell
got that
yeah.
on
Got
Switch.
that.
No, that's just like
It's
a
just
straight
a
port.
port.
Can we get like a nice
Oh, you
treat?
want, you want
Oh,
Get
like
like that
an
Metroid
That's what
Prime
I was talking about.
Remastered treatment.
Yeah.
Resident Evil already
I mean,
got
these
that.
games kind of
High
vary
effort
because
Yeah.
the Pikmin
remake.
games, I don't know how much they've updated, but Metroid Prime definitely got
Pikmin
it.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Story of Seasons was pretty
Yeah.
major. Baten Kaitos seems kind of in between. I'm not sure what that will be like.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know, I need to remaster it, but just re-releasing it. Four Swords Adventures.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's locked there as well.
A Joy-Cons?
A good remaster Tales Symphonia, maybe.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Just be nice if they did that, but they've had multiple tries at that and have not
Yeah, I don't
succeeded.
I don't know, Blood. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
Were any Donkey Kong games like the
On GameCube,
spin-off?
there's
I mean,
like
there's
the
Jungle
Bongo.
Beat.
Yeah, there's
could,
like
could they somehow do that?
Yeah, they did a
Wiimotes.
Wii version of that game.
Yeah.
So you
Bring
could
that forward?
potentially do it with Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Mario Golf on GameCube was very excellent.
That is
Oh,
a
Don, that is a
fantastic-
great- yeah.
Yes.
Good job, Don.
Channeling
Thank you.
an obvious.
We've already talked about why they probably won't, but yeah.
Good job, Don.
Probably the best
Big
Mario
one.
Golf game.
They could just replace the
Except,
current.
the Game Boy one's got like all the crazy RPG stuff.
Yeah, the Game Boy
Or is that
one's-
tennis?
That's golf.
Okay.
Paper Mario, the
1,000-year
door.
Damiani,
There you
thank
go.
God you saved us from comments being furious.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you go.
That's every game.
Well, those Fire Emblem games too. That one's very
Path of
rare.
Radiance and Radiant Dawn. I would love that. It's just expensive as shit now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Love. You know what? This can combine them in a single pack. Do Pikmin 1, 2 style. It's the $50, $59.99 together, $30 separate. There you go.
They put the first Korean game on the Game Boy, so might as well get the second Game Boy game as well as the GameCube game.
Oh! This will never happen, but Melee.
Oh yeah.
Never happen.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
Melee.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're too scared to add online to Melee because they know it would like destroy.
They wouldn't even add it.
because
They wouldn't add it,
if they brought Melee forward, they know it would like destroy every other Smash.
Yeah.
It'd destroy Ultimate.
Yeah.
Like
Be
I mean,
over.
yeah, like Melee would just like They don't want to give Melee any hope.
Yeah, no hope.
That's like the curse. That's you don't unleash that upon the world.
We listed every GameCube game, Blood.
No,
already.
we've got Doshin the Giant still.
Huh?
Got Cubivore.
Cubivore? What about
yeah.
Billy Hatcher?
Yeah, sure. Well, Yuji Naka's in jail, so I don't know.
So it'll be easy to get from him. You don't got to negotiate.
Have him give up his licensing rights for a shorter term.
Or a pack of cigarettes.
Sega's probably.
yeah, we'll
Sega's
give you
probably got
15
that, though.
smokes if
Kinda
you give us the
surprised
rights.
Those Sonic Adventure games. Sonic Adventure 2
Yeah.
and DX. I know DX is on Steam at least. I don't know about 2 though.
Right?
Sonic fans will eat that up.
He's just like crying and signing away the rights. And they're sliding him a pack of cigarettes. It's like, you smoked some of these. Yeah. The game sucks anyway.
I sneak in his hat for him at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a ton of games, but it's good ones. From Carson Koo. Hello, allies. Much love and respect. Long-time listener, first-time submitter.
Hi.
Final Fantasy 16 is almost upon us. It's here.
It's upon us now.
Yeah. I can feel its glory already. I haven't felt like a game will land this hard since Elden Ring.
Wow. Okay.
What other games can you think of that were not yet released, but you were sure were going to be a guaranteed hit?
Ocarina of Time.
Spider-Man 2. I'm like, well, that game's
Oh,
going to
yeah,
be
that
good.
game's gonna.
I feel very confident in that game.
But
Tyler?
like ever?
Anytime.
That
yeah.
we used
before
to feel this way?
before
Oh, okay.
before it came out, you
Yeah.
were like, yeah, this thing's gonna.
Ocarina is like a question of whether it would be like game of forever or just settle for game of the year.
Tears of the Kingdom, I was pretty confident.
Yeah, by the
Resident
time we
Evil
got
4.
into close to the end of it, yeah. One that I had after they brought it by the studio at GT was Rocket League.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I
sure.
was like,
Yeah,
this thing looks like it's primed to blow up, and it blew
sure
up.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was sure of Bloodborne, right? When we first started
I
off.
sure
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
From Software, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. From Soft
Because it
games
wasn't
are
called
always
Souls,
pretty
so
much-
it's like,
yeah.
oh,
Everything they do is
no,
good.
But it's like, yeah.
Yeah. Let's play a game.
Ah! Never been in here for this.
All right. From Tim Lenzen. Since I'm from Munich, Germany, I wanted
Hello.
to see how good your knowledge is about the video game scene in my home country.
Okay.
Not good.
So let's play a round of Know the Germans. The rules are quite simple. There are 10 rounds. In each round, there are 4 games listed. Your task is to name the one game that was developed in Germany by a German
Auf
development
Deutschland.
studio.
Okay.
All right, so round 1. Far Cry. Far Cry 2. Far Cry Primal. Or Far Cry Instincts.
Oh, God. Primal.
Instincts? I don't even know which one that is.
2?
All wrong. It's
3.
the first Far Cry.
Oh, it's Far Cry 1? Okay.
Far Cry 3 was
Wasn't even
involved.
in
Ubi just published that, or were they even
Yeah,
involved
Crytek
in that?
developed it. Ubisoft
Okay.
published it.
There
Got
you
it.
But we're looking for the developers here.
Yeah.
So that's the
Okay.
maybe trick part of the question. Came out in 2004. If you don't remember when that series started.
Dang.
But yeah, so that's how we ended up with going from Far Cry to Crysis
Right.
from Crytek.
Right, that's
Right.
right.
Round 2,
Wait, Far Cry is called that because it was made by Crytek?
or the other way around.
I never even thought about that. Wow. Because Crisis, I'm like, yeah, okay. Wow. Okay.
Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway, Sniper Ghost Warrior, Spec Ops The Line, or Stalker.
Spec Ops.
Sniper?
What was the Hearst one? Brothers in Arms?
Brothers in Arms, Hell's Highway,
What was the last one?
Stalker.
Shit. I'll go with the first one.
It's Spec Ops,
Yes, Spec Ops The Line.
For some reason, I knew that one.
developed by Jaeger, published by 2K in 2012.
Yeah.
Jaeger.
Round 3, Commandos,
Oh, God.
Oh.
Invisible Inc., which incorporated, not Inc.
Yeah.
Desperados 3, or Phantom Doctrine.
I don't know what Phantom Doctrine is, so I'll say that.
Might be. Is it Desperados?
Desperados.
Or Invisible Ink, maybe.
I'll go with the first one.
Desperados
Yes!
Nice.
Desperados.
from Mead Games, published by THQ Nordic in 2020.
Desperado.
Round 4, Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry. Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. The Legend of Kirandia,
What?
or Runaway, A Road Adventure.
Dreamfall.
Second one.
Runaway.
Whatever that was.
It's Leisure Suit Larry,
Damn it, Germany!
developed by Crazy Bunch, published by Assemble Entertainment in 2018.
Germany, no!
Pride of Germany.
9.
I mean, that was essentially an outsourced deal,
Wunderbar.
but yeah. Round 5, Tormented Souls, Soma, Stasis, or Signalis.
Stasis?
Tormented Souls?
Was,
I don't think it's Signalis.
Was the second one against?
Soma.
Soma? I'll go Soma.
It is Signalis.
Ah!
Shit.
Developed by Rose Engine, published by Humble Games in 2022.
Rose Engine, you German? I didn't know that. Cool.
Round 6, Battle Chasers Night War, Chained Echoes, Child of Light, or Undertale.
Chained Echoes.
He seems very confident. Chained Echoes?
What are the last two?
Child of Light
Light.
and Undertale.
Oh, Child Light's good
Oh.
too, though.
Wasn't Child of Light UB Art Montreal? Or
Whatever, I'll say Child of Light, even though I don't think it's it.
It's Chained Echoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Matthias Linda, published by Deck 13, 2022.
Mostly one-man team.
that's wild.
Yeah.
Round 7, The Lord of the Rings, War of the Ring. The Lord of the
sick.
Rings, Aragorn's Quest. The
with
Lord of the
Aragorn's
Rings,
Quest.
Conquest. Or The Lord of the Rings, Gollum.
I'm going with
Conquest.
Aragorn, 'cause I
Conquest
played
sounds
that
fun.
dumb game.
It's Gollum.
Deutschland 9.
From Daedalic, published by Nacon this year.
I was confused why those
Schlecht.
orcs are speaking
Sehr
German.
schlecht Deutschland.
Each one of you has to start picking a different answer on the multiple choice so we can start looking like experts here.
Round 8. Lords of the Fallen, Mortal Shell, Thymesia, or Steel Rising.
Mortal Shell?
What were the first two?
Lords of the Fallen and Mortal Shell.
I'll say Lords of the
I'll
Fallen.
go with Thymesia.
It's Lords of the Fallen.
Ooh.
Developed by Deck 13, published by CI Games in 2014.
I think Thymesia was like Taiwan or something.
Round 9. Ollie Ollie World, Art of Rally, Lonely Mountains Downhill, or Trials Fusion.
Lonely Mountain?
Lonely Mountain, yeah. Seems pretty German.
Damn, I'll go with Trials Fusion then.
Lonely Mountains Downhill it
Good,
is.
thank you.
From Megagon Industries, published by Wonder-ful in 2019. That's a cool little game.
Yeah.
You should check it out. They've been doing a lot of expansions and stuff for it too. Round 10, final round. We do have a bonus round. Okay.
We were
Forsaken,
lied to.
Aquanox, Freelancer, or Hexen.
Please be Hexen, but Freelancer's also
Aquanox?
sick.
I don't even know what that is.
Hexen, dude. Well, that was id, wasn't it? Hexen, fuck it.
Maybe.
What would you say?
Aqua something?
Aquanox,
Aquanox?
And the first one was
Forsaken.
I'll go Forsaken.
Freelancer seems kind of German.
It's Aquanox,
Ah,
developed by Massive
Aquanox.
Development,
Aquanox.
published by Ravensburger Interactive Media
Sick name, dude.
in 2001. All right.
That name sounds familiar.
Okay, the bonus round is for games that haven't come out yet.
Oh.
Dune Awakening, Nivalis, that one that was like the cyberpunk pixel game, remember?
Yeah.
Contraband, or Frostpunk 2.
Ooh, tough.
Contraband? Maybe?
Frostpunk?
What was the first two again?
Dune Awakening, or Nivalis.
I'll go Nivalis.
I feel like we heard the Dune guys talking. They didn't sound German to me.
It is Nivalis.
Ah.
From Ion Lands, published by 505, coming out next year.
Nice.
Noise.
It's time for bets. This week's bet. Ghost Trick is getting re-release next week on basically everything, so you don't have an excuse anymore. Coming out June 30th. I'm going to check the official Capcom USA Twitter account for any new Ghost Trick tweets made between this recording and 5 p.m. next Thursday. How many likes will there be on the most popular Ghost Trick tweet? Isla.
Me friezed? 4,232.
Brad.
8,000.
Damiani.
Please don't tell me you said 8,000.
4K!
4,000.
Okay, Damiani.
Don.
We got 4.4K.
Damn it!
44.
It'll be exciting.
And then I went 33.
Whee!
Stop that.
Whoa.
Hit the like button on that.
All right.
Don't influence that.
Last week's bet. Final Fantasy 16 is out. I went through the top 10 English reviews on OpenCritic, looking to see how many times we would find the word chocobo.
Or apparently Chocobo.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
It's
Yeah,
breaking my brain.
it is.
Chocobo.
I'm just like,
Chocobo.
I'm blaming it on like English accents.
Yeah.
How
It's
Ralph
like, oh yeah, it
Ineson
just
says
sounds
it.
like chocobo because they're English. That's
Damn.
all.
Brits.
Yeah.
Get your Chocobo. Clive, get your Chocobo, Clive.
Brad,
so tired.
Brad bet on 10 chocobos. Huber bet 11. Damiani also bet 10.
Oh,
Isla bet 16. Don bet 9. I also bet 9.
jeez.
IGN had 0.
Damn you, IGN.
Yeah.
Eurogamer had 0.
Yeah.
Games Radar had 0.
Oh, come on. Casuals.
Game Informer had 1.
Huh?
Okay.
GameSpot had 0. Polygon had 1.
Uh-huh.
Kotaku had 3.
Hey, all right.
Destructoid had 2. The Sixth Axis had 1. and Shaq News had 1.
9 people won, damn it.
9. Don and I bullseyed it.
Give Don the final
All
word.
you need is one chocobo in the entire review. That's all you need.
We also just
That's all you need. One.
Damiani's the fastest mathematician at Easy Allies. We just solved that.
Yeah, we
counting
solved
the
that
way,
quandary.
Wondering.
Basic counting.
That's advanced. That's tough stuff.
It was quick, Damiani. It was
Yeah,
very quick.
you were right there with it.
That brings the scores to Garrulous Ducks 17, quack 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 to Sleepy Grizzlies 8. All right, we are midway through the year. The Grizzlies are very far behind. I'm not going to do
what
this
the
without
fuck,
Huber
what?
here, but next week, you guys are going to choose between what kind of boost you want. So get ready.
A pity?
Pity?
A pity boost?
I didn't agree to this.
This is
The
unprecedented.
Ducks have not discussed this, and we are supposed to be garrulous.
Well, did we get outnumbered more weeks?
You can choose to not take a boost, but I'm
gonna see how you present these
there are times that
boosts.
Don is not around.
Okay. Wait, Don's always around.
No, there are times he'll be off
And
doing
we only
something.
started him voting like halfway through the year, I think.
Okay.
No, that was he was voting this whole year.
Oh, okay.
He started voting later last year, I think.
Oh,
Depending on your options, we'll see, Blood.
Yeah, we'll
see if they're
There's
fun.
there are various boosts. We'll see. Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. We are supported by our community, by our viewers, our fans, everybody that listens to this podcast and watches our reviews. They all come together and they fund this thing. They make it happen. So if you've been listening and you haven't jumped in there, please consider becoming a patron. People don't want me to talk about toilet paper. I need to go out and get toilet paper. It's a thing. It's real. We got to do it. All this stuff, we need cash to get to make everything happen around here. So please consider going over there. You can get all kinds of different rewards. If you come in at $5, you can get this podcast early, fully fleshed out, everything there. You get it without any ads. You get to bonus love and respect questions, and you also get to submit questions to this and some of our other shows. You get access to that Discord where you get to give me tips on Japanese titles for games that I wasn't paying attention to. So that's cool. You get to vote on top 10s, which they've got going on right now. I think is it Castles or something? I probably got that wrong.
sounds familiar.
But they're voting on something right now. So go check that out. All kinds of other fun things. At $10, you can join our contributor tier, get in on those Q&As. We did a Q&A earlier today, and they can also come in and get on our little talk show business we got during Q&A.
Mics.
Hot mics. And then we've got our producer tiers where you can get credit on our shows in various ways. Our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast every week, as well as shout outs on Frame Trap and Reaction Shots. And this month's shout outs go to Javawabs, Elthanis, and Greg the Dark Knight Kettering. Shout out.
Shout out.
Wow.
All right, Don.
Yes.
We get to promote any Easy Allies video we'd like to promote. We get the final word on anything, and we get to sign off. So any one or two of those things that you are interested in?
I think you can take the bulk.
I was gonna say-
you can take the bulk of this time, Blood. I felt very. This was a peaceful podcast. Not a lot. There was only one moment I gotta say. There was one moment that stood out. I was kind of zoned out there for some. And Damiani said something that caught my attention. I don't quite know what it was, but it was some. By the tone of his voice, it sounded disparaging towards SMB. What did you say? I didn't even catch what it was because, like I said, I was sort of in a half fog, just sort of thinking about what I was gonna eat for dinner later on. What did you say, Damiani? I'm
Good
ready
final
to
word.
confront you.
I can't answer.
I'm ready
Sorry.
to confront Damiani. What did he say?
I violated
Anybody
rules
catch
by
it?
saying anything right now. I
I
have to
think
shut
in
up.
Don's mind, he doesn't think he's
You
using
said
a
something
final
about
word right
E3
now.
not coming back, or Skull and Bones
Yeah,
would
this is not-
have a
Oh yeah, it was related to Skull and
Skull and
Bones.
Bones
at
would
E3.
get a high score before E3 came back,
Yeah,
or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I want to come out against this hard and big. All right, look, E3 is nothing without Skull and Bones, and this is what I suggest. This is what I suggest, actually. E3, listen up, okay? Here's a suggestion. A lot of people should be listening up right now. Actually.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Brad is listening.
E3, this is how you resurrect yourself. Forget about the convention center. Forget about Los Angeles, California. Jump state lines. Go to Vegas. A certain pirate-themed casino. You know what I'm talking about. Treasure Island. T.I. Go from the poop deck of this ship they got parked out front of this casino. Bring back E3 as a launch party for Skull and Bones 2027 release. It's perfect in Vegas. In Vegas.
Just 1 year before the new consoles.
Everyone has time to book a trip. Everyone can be out there, right? Brad's going to be out there. Climb up in the crow's nest.
I'll be there.
Brad will be up in the crow's nest.
Don, if I
It's
can
gonna
get in
be
the
a
crow's
big
nest, I
party.
would be there.
This
That'd
is going to be a
sick.
party out there. E3 is back. Skull as just a little red carpet for Skull and Bones. I think that's a way to get the world's attention.
Sure is.
Go ahead, promote that video, Blood.
All right, check out this week's Frame Trap. We got in there deep with Final Fantasy 16. All three of us have played it. These two have beaten it, so you can get a lot of deep dive discussion there. But we don't go into spoilers, so you can kind of, feel safe if you've started the game already to just kind of get our takes, our thoughts on that. And we will see you before the next Blood Moon Rises. Play Stember.
Play Stember.
There we go.